Yeah.
All right.
Welcome back to the Good Talk, the show where we discuss the game that we just played and answer all your burning questions, both Warhammer and otherwise. And what a game it was, John. We had such a great time. We're a little loopy today.
That was a pretty great game.
It was
a great game, and we played Orks.
Yeah.
Happy Orc Day. I think we should invite the real John to discuss with us the game, though.
What
Hi,
up, John?
Real John.
Whoa! Dude, Orks.
It's that was a lot of fun. We're really excited today. So we just had an amazing game. Of course, if you haven't seen it already, turn back now. Beware, there's going to be tons of spoilers. But it was great. So we just played the Orks versus the Iron Hands, and it was great. I feel like we got to show a lot of both sides.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I think, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the maneuverability of the Orks is what won them in the end. Like, what do you think kind of...
I mean, it's a great ninth edition codex, right? Like, it has all the tools it needs to play the game the way you want to. It feels, I don't know, well, you can tell me if it feels good, but it looks fun to play. It looks like it has a bunch of tools.
Yes.
And so it looks great. Yeah, it definitely outplayed the Iron Hands in the scoring game.
I think that's very true, because it wasn't even really out killing them. It was
I was killing a lot of stuff, and it felt great to shoot.
Yeah.
It was refreshing for me.
Exactly.
And then but I still lost. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's exactly what it is. It was just able to kind of keep pushing forwards, have these throwaway assets, which is something you could do with the Orks before. But now you have like the ability for. I really like the blood axes personally. I like the extra save at long distance. The fallback and shoot and charge actually didn't come up, but that's because we're playing against Iron Hands, so it's not going to be as prevalent.
Yeah.
Although there are a couple times that it made you not do something, right? There's no point in tagging squig buggies when they can fall back and shoot.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah.
You know, so that's interesting. But even just being able to take a unit and put them up into strategic reserves and come back next turn, it just lets
so
you
much
score.
Flexibility.
Yeah, it's so powerful, right? They scored Rod for me. I actually made a mistake. I was going to do it with one more unit. The turn 4, I actually had moved a unit back within range, and I was going to pick them up and just finish that Rod there, and I just spaced, but it's so good for that. So loved the blood axes. The Death Skull stuff to get OPSEC on the infantry is still super critical. That's the number one reason I like
You didn't
them.
have a ton of infantry, but you still played the game super well.
Yeah,
it's so interesting.
There's actually very little infantry, right? There's no boys in this list at all, so I really liked it. Now, in your list, you had a bunch of kind of big units putting out a ton of firepower.
Yeah.
Was there something that you would give MVP for the game?
MVP, I feel like you guys can give me your 2 cents, but I feel like the Vendread kind of was super consistent every turn. You know, it was something that I can always depend on to kill a vehicle. It was getting me points. Of course, there's like the Executioner that lived the extra turn that it shouldn't have lived after all those mech guns.
Right.
But it was just like maybe I'm just doing it in spite of him, just because I hate rolling all those heckin' dice, man.
I think you are. I think it's between those two, though, for sure. Yeah. Sorry, I cut you off.
No. Yeah, the Vendread was just consistency. I love. It just feels good to roll 2s and then 3s and then damage, and then you can reroll all of those.
The reroll is so good. That's that target protocols for Iron Hands. I think every time I do that character, that's the one that we take.
Yeah,
it's so consistent.
You have to. Yeah.
And yeah, he didn't take a shot the entire game. And the funny thing is, because of blood axes, the extra AP from things like the Las Cannon was actually important. Like the Redemptor, who's normally an all-star, kind of bounced off of everything, right?
Yeah, right. It at least like I'm sure he did more wounds. It's more points.
Sure.
But like
That's true.
It felt like a lot of things bounced for me.
Yeah.
So it was more like I'm disappointed in my Redemptor and I'm disappointed in my Executioner. But at the end of the day, it probably did more.
The Executioner was really scary.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're to the point where, remember when the Executioner double shot? We're to the point in the game where I think it would not be crazy for him to double shoot again. And then I think you would see Executioners a lot more often, because it's not a bad unit.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's a little bit below
Yes.
the bar that you would set for a unit that costs that many points.
Yeah.
But with Iron Hands, a lot of the durability stacked together make it like you were going to spend 2 CP to top profile, and you didn't have to, because you were already top profile.
No, yeah, I was like looking like deep into the codex, the Space Marine codex, like, oh yeah, it's right.
But it's basically always top profile as Iron Hands, because it has to go down to 4 wounds to bracket once.
That's nuts.
As Iron Hands, which
That's
is
nuts.
like,
wow.
you'll just heal it for 1 damage.
And
you know?
I think it is critical that it gets played with Iron Hands because you can also, you're giving it +1 to hit. For a unit that doesn't get the rerolls, like getting to BS2 is a big deal.
Something
It's
that's not
important.
core, you can still buff it with all these psychic powers that are really awesome.
And all the strats. That's the way Iron Hands plays. You're like, 6s, I'm going to shoot everything at one thing, 6s to wound or 2 wounds. I'm going to give it Dev Doctrine, so it's an additional AP. It's going to hit on 2s, re-rolling ones. Like, you stack up all these buffs, and then it's like, it's a monster. So I want to see it get double shoot back. James, get on that.
Get on it.
It's time.
Yeah. +1 to hit is cute, but it's, yeah. So, yeah, I think it's definitely between those 2 units for sure. I was trying to think of my MVP while we were kind of like setting up. And again, I don't know if you guys have thoughts, but I just felt like most things kind of just did their thing.
The War Boss was an animal. The Mega War Boss.
Oh, yeah, the Mega
was
War
an animal.
He was
He took
awesome.
so much damage.
He was great.
Yeah.
He was, okay, yeah, him for sure.
He was great.
Because I know he did exactly his job. He like gets in there and he's just a pain. Like he soaked up, like between them and the boys, they soaked up the whole army for a whole turn, which meant that even like the silly truck was alive, which meant that I had another screening in it, that eventually I could put the weird boy in, which meant that you didn't even care about killing the truck once you knew you couldn't also kill the guy inside. And so it was like kind of cascaded. And that was kind of the idea. I wanted to see if it would pay off. Because on one hand, you are kind of like just throwing them in there and they're going to die horribly. But if they can soak up enough firepower, normally whenever someone says that, it's like they're trying to convince themselves that it's a thing. But in this case, it actually did work.
My unit of 3 Carnifexes, if they just take all of the shooting and they get their points back and it's fine. But no, this guy, he collapsed an entire flank on his own.
Yeah,
exactly.
And he didn't just take a lot of shooting, he also killed some crazy valuable things on his way out.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
So, and part of that is related to the durability. You know, it's like, oh, you almost killed him. Well, now we have to go in with the fists, and you did kill him, but then he also gets to fight again. So it's like a value trade every time. So
it's
really cool.
super. It was a great like threat overload. Then I'm just like, I was going through my shooting like lines, and I was just like, it's not gonna be enough. It's not gonna be enough.
I thought you would shred them, but we underestimated things like T5.
T5?
Good.
Deal.
Right?
It's so hard to tell. Like T5 and Ramshackle.
And Ramshackle. I was gonna say, Ramshackle is just like, whew.
And it's like, okay, it doesn't work on like las cannons and dark lances, but
like the Icarus and the
heavy bolters,
suppressors, heavy bolters,
There's a lot of weapons in that range.
Sister bolters, 2 damage.
That's right. Well,
There's a lot of 2 damage now that's under strength 8.
Yeah, and we didn't do as much melee, but that's the other big kind of category for strength, like 5 to 7. You know, power swords.
Repentier, 2 damage, under strength 8.
Oh, you're right.
There's so many things that there's a lot of moaning about like, oh, all these rules, it's everything under strength 8, so it doesn't work on 2 guns. It's like we're worried about like dark lances and meltas, and those are the only guns that realistically this doesn't work on.
Right.
Okay, cool. Let's move on. Like it's a great rule, guys. It works on so many other things.
You kind of just have to play it and see how it you have to feel it intrinsically, basically. Just have to feel it.
Feel the value, man. It's good.
Cool. Well, that was an awesome game. As always, we're going to be playing many more Orks games over the next week. If you guys have questions, we're here to chat until you guys are done asking questions. So let us know if you have questions. We do have the book in hand. Again, big thanks to Deruckus for letting us borrow his book until Maya arrives. It might even arrive today. I just haven't checked my messages, but I'm trying to not get too excited. All right. Well, with that, we have mail time. Special edition, because we have a bunch of packages.
We have a mail extravaganza.
Indeed.
A mail-a-lanch. Where do you want to start?
Up to you. We have this big one here.
You want to open the big one?
Yeah.
Huge. I do. You wanted the hobby knife, so you can...
the hobby knives are great for opening packages.
You're experienced with this. With
I am. I actually, I got a lot of Amazon packages, let me tell you. Between Mel and I, that's a problem. This is from Cobra.
This is from Cobra.
Which also...
The food and drink is from Cobra. Thank you, Cobra.
Yeah, thank you.
This thing is just absolutely simple. It's just bread
and
butter and salt in a bucket.
Every time we get it, I'm like,
it's so good.
You guys like, it's a bittersweet for you guys because you're like, but for me, I'm all in. I'm like, yes and yes
and the cheese,
also yes,
the fake cheese,
triple yes. It's a win-win-win.
You're a monster.
So I'll just get this off the box for you.
Let me get one more.
Get this out of your way. I'll just hold on to it while you.
Yeah, I've already started.
While you open that.
Right. Okay. It's like with surgical precision. Get these slices here.
What do you think it is?
It's a liability in anyone
It's a big
else's
box.
hands.
Oh, for sure, especially with Bridger.
Yeah, I can't be trusted with that.
Yeah.
I think it's a sailboat. We're gonna go sailing, guys.
I had to put some fine cast today yesterday
Oh yeah.
because the Ogre characters are fine cast, which means I had to use normal super glue. Awful experience.
Oh,
I
terrible.
can't be trusted with anything.
Terrible. Whoa!
Oh, we got bubble wrap.
Bubble
my
wrap.
favorite.
Very nice.
Love
attack.
bubble wrap. Oh my gosh.
So organized.
All right, so let's start with this one. This says,
Heyo.
"Happy birthday, Bridger."
Bridger!
Ah, happy birthday!
Thank you.
I can keep this closed for now.
Happy early.
So my birthday's
birthday.
Monday.
Yeah.
For those in chat who are like, why is it?
Birthday!
My birthday is Monday. Thank you, Cobra. It's a shirt.
Ooh.
What do you think
Oh,
it
this
is?
is cool. I think it looks like the. Do you want me to actually guess? Looks like the D&D symbol.
Oh, is it AFR?
Yeah.
What's AFR? Is it like an
Adventures in
ASMR
Forgotten
thing?
Realms. It's so it's D&D.
Oh, it's the magic.
AFR is Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. It's a new set. It's very cool.
That's sick.
And I wish I had time to play D&D again.
Yeah, man.
Because people, like, are having a great time with it, playing 5th Ed. And I'm like, but I want to do that. Why don't I get to do that?
Let's play D&D. I love D&D,
It's
man.
like such a big time sink, though. It's
yeah,
like
it can be.
6 hours a week,
It can
which is
be.
a lot to commit.
Yeah.
Look, let me say this. We already get together enough times, and that's like half the battle.
That's true. That is
saying.
half the battle.
Just
Yeah.
saying. Anyways, that's awesome.
That was a
Yeah.
good gift.
Very cool.
It's another shirt to add to my repertoire
Yeah.
of very few shirts.
I was gonna make an Ernie comment, but I won't.
I only wear shirts
Yes.
that I got for free.
Ooh, this is an anniversary present
Ooh.
for Mel and I, but I
Nice.
think mostly just Mel. I think he's referring
Well-
to the bits I'm gonna steal.
Let's be honest,
More
Adrian.
bits.
It's mostly for you because you're gonna take
Yay.
all the bits.
Yeah, I'm super excited. So Mel is renovating her Sylvaneth army. There's nothing wrong with it, but she's just gonna repaint the whole thing.
That's a good way to put it. Renovating.
Renovating, yeah. It's just like, it was her first army. Paint job's like, okay, but she can do a lot better now. So really excited. So big thank you, Cobra.
Nice.
Comes with so much.
That's
You
a
get
good
the Tree
box.
Lord. Yeah, you get the hero Dryad Witch. I'm forgetting her name, and then you get the 20,
The branch witch.
15 Dryads. Why does it come with 18?
It should say on the back.
What a weird number.
18
Oh,
models.
it says here 16 dryads.
16.
16.
That's a weird number.
What?
You literally can't even take them in 16s.
Are they? What?
You-
What a weird box.
It's weird. Well, because it's the sprue. It's the sprue from fantasy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll bet
you.
you can take them in 8s then.
In 8s?
Because they do that. They're just
Yeah.
like, oh, whatever it was, it's that forever now. So like
Oh, interesting.
Ogors
Yeah.
come in 6s for the normal unit,
Right.
but the sprue is 2, so you get 3 sprues of 2. But the upgrade sprue is 4, so Iron Guts and Iron Blasters are units of 4. When normally they're units of 6, because it's just like whatever the sprue is, you're like,
Right.
that's it. That's
Yeah.
what you
So
can take. Dope.
I know more than half the studio likes Sylvaneth, but
yeah.
so do I.
You feeling it?
Yeah.
You feeling Sylvaneth? Yeah?
Well, we're gonna have a bunch very soon.
Yeah, I think that's one of the armies Zach plans to do.
Yeah, Zach
And Mel already has
I keep
it.
hearing it, and I was like, dang it.
You can do it. Can do it. That's the
John
beauty
gets shifty eyes.
of doing this job, John. Is you get to play all of the armies.
I know. I'll just
Right?
wait till they're done.
Exactly. So this is studio terrain.
Ooh.
This is actually really exciting because we don't have this
Hey.
yet. Thank you, Cobra.
The furnace.
This is the malefic magnifier something. The miasmic malignifier. It's not magnifier. It's a malignifier.
the malefic malignifier?
Yeah.
Miasmic malignifier.
Miasmic.
Oh yeah.
What
What was
a
the second
weird-
word I was more offended
That's a
by?
crazy name.
I'm really excited because this will be good terrain, but also we don't have this.
We don't have any Nurgly terrain.
So well, this also is a fortification.
Yeah, it's actually it's playable.
It's
kinda.
actually really
what's it
cool.
do?
So you can place it in the middle of the battlefield, like
Okay.
in the middle area, and it actually has contagion.
Contagions.
Oh.
So it's genuinely interesting.
And it's fairly cheap and really hard to shift, right?
Yeah, and it's like a really tough TH demon thing.
Weird.
And so you can just like launch plagues off of it. It's something we've been wanting to try for a while, but we haven't gotten around to
Oh,
actually
can you
getting it.
do the flash outbreak off of it?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Isn't that cool?
Huh.
It's really interesting.
That gets me thinking.
So we'll paint it up in a scheme that works for all of Death Guard, which shouldn't be too bad.
Cool.
All right. God, there's so much stuff. Oh no!
What?
Jeez.
He said,
I'm
"Yep,
too short."
another box for the Phillips couple." Dun da da! We're gonna have Battle of the Tesseracts.
Wait, is it really a Tesseract ball?
Is it? Oh no, it's not. It's not. I remember he did warn me. He said, by the way, it's gonna come in a Necron box, but it's not.
Oh. I heard sprues rattling.
Hope I don't
around
do this
there.
upside down.
Oh no.
Yeah, the rattling. I was like, wait a minute.
It's a
I
box
know
within a
about
box.
this. Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
It's so many dryads.
That's a lot of Sylvaneth.
That's crazy.
Nice.
So this is a box of 16 dryads. That's amazing. Oh my god. Cobra, you crazy, man.
It's a thick box, man.
And this is like a whole other bunch of sprues of them.
Wow.
Oh no, wait, this is...
Is it like a
Jeez.
half of
You got
a-
the instructions.
I think this is another start collecting, actually.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is the character. You can see the little worm lady, the worm thing.
The branch witch.
The branch rage, that's what it is. And then more dryads. And another tree lord. So it's another start collecting for Sylvaneth.
Man, dryads are so cool.
They're really cool, actually. I love those models.
That's a lot.
And it would be like an army that you could reasonably paint pretty
you.
quickly.
Yes, absolutely. It's gonna be a lot of dry brush. I know she wants to do like bioluminescent.
Nice.
Kind of like dark black and blue going to like glowing at the end. Wow. Well, thank you, Cobra. This is incredibly generous.
Cobra.
Very kind of you for everyone. We're just piling stuff up over here.
All right, I'm gonna get this box. Huh. I think out of the shot. Yeah, we did it.
Hey, we did it!
All right, there should be a couple more.
There's more. All right.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm gonna open it. This one is for Tabletop Titans.
John, you haven't opened any
John.
yet.
Oh, do I have
This is your
the
first
honors?
mail
It
opening.
does not require
first-
a knife, so we'll trust you.
Okay, yeah. This one I can figure this one out.
There's a
maybe.
pull tab.
There's a chance it could blow up.
This is from Caldor, by the way.
Thank you, Calvin.
Nice. It's thin. Oh, maybe it's a post. Is it a poster? There's two parts.
Adrian's
Like a
already
book.
very excited.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, chaosy,
No.
heresy.
it's a sister. No.
It's a poster for the Inquisitor game.
Oh yeah.
Man, I love this game.
Oh my
So
gosh.
cool. So this is
Nice.
the only space. Actually, that's not true because they made like a Death Watch guy afterwards. This is an Inquisitor in power armor, and he's massive. That's so cool.
Could you imagine being an Inquisitor that's also basically a Space Marine?
I mean, you're basically a god. Like you can't be. That's the thing. Like, in this game, Space Marines are almost unkillable, and they literally have all the rules. Like, oh, they can just spit on you and it's acid.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't have a Space Marine in your retinue like lightly. It's
They can, like,
your whole retinue. You know?
Eat your brain and remember everything, and
It's amazing.
they destroy the narrative, and their existence destroys the narrative.
Oh, it's a second. I thought it was a booklet at first, but it looks like a game map.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Arena of Blood. Dark
is
Eldar,
Whoa.
baby.
This is an old school Eldar.
Nice.
Dark Eldar. Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you can see
Look at
it.
Was
the
this like an
work
old
piece.
board game?
Yes. Hold it up. I actually don't know about this. Do you know about this, John?
I actually don't know. I
Arena
mean,
of Blood, yeah.
it looks like you can use your normal like 28 mil units, and
On a
then
hex
yeah.
grid.
there's on a hex grid. Yeah.
And it's, I assume, recreating like the arenas.
Yeah,
in
the
Khemora,
arena that.
right?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Look at that
is
old chimera there.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, look at the goblin green bases.
Yeah.
The goblin green bases. Are
This
the
is
best
a
part.
relic. I
Oh
love this.
wow, Hellions. There's like a
Oh,
there's
yeah,
an art. There's an art
It's not even
drawn.
drawn.
Yeah, it's
That's so funny.
It's not even a model.
They're like, it's just an idea. That's amazing.
that's cool. I love the narrative around Gamora and the arena where they kind of throw all the fighters in, and then everyone spectating kind of gets like rejuvenated by
Right.
all the pain and suffering that's happening in the
So
arena,
cool.
right?
That's dark, man.
And as a Yanari player, that's also where Yvraine, that's where she actually came into being.
That's
She was a
right,
fighter
yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and then she was just like God mode. So cool. Well, thank you. It's funny. I was trying to get a hold of the Inquisitor book the other day. I was stopping at like half price books. You guys know the store, and
They're still around?
they're still around. They have a few in the bay, and in their like RPG section, there's always a bunch of like 40K rule books and old stuff. And I always look
yeah.
for like, amazing stuff that people have just tried to like throw away.
Yeah.
So they didn't have Inquisitor book this time, but found some other cool stuff.
Not this time.
Not this time.
I'm impressed that that place is still around.
I know, man.
I remember going to Half Price Books at like 12 years old.
Yeah.
And perusing their like video game. They had like a PC game section.
Yes.
And I would always buy these games because they were cheap and they wouldn't work on our computer. My parents would get mad. They'd be like, you bought this and it doesn't work. We spent hours trying to get it to work. And it's a waste of money.
That's so classic.
Because that was back when like PC requirements were like a real problem.
I remember.
I think this is the best side. So this one's for Brian, and it's from. Can
scratched
you
up the
read
name,
that?
didn't you?
No. I specifically didn't scratch off the name, but I also can't read
There's
the
a
name.
lot of TWs
So that's
on
my
the
bad.
sides.
It does say TW
On
everywhere.
like every.
Chat Tian.
Oh, it's on the back. It's Searoth.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you, Searoth.
Yes. Thunderwolf?
Maybe.
Oh. It's even on the back or the bottom
Yeah.
on like multiple corners.
All right. This is for Brian,
is
but
for Brian. You know what?
Brian's at Disney World,
We're gonna play with it.
so we're taking it.
Yeah.
This is what you get for going to Disney World, Brian.
Yeah, Brian. Open your presents.
Just going to Disney World without us. We didn't get to go to
Harry
Disney
Potter
World.
World. Stupid.
Stupid.
I don't even like Harry Potter. Okay.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't even. Ugh. He doesn't even appreciate Harry Potter. All right, so we have something here.
More foam packing.
It's
wow.
Tupperware. Okay.
Okay.
So I think in this Tupperware will be a model.
A little snack, maybe.
Oh, we got some tape. This is very well packed.
Very safe. This is how you got to do it with built Warhammer models.
This is how we should have taken armies to London. All right. More bubble wrap. Oh, what do you think this is?
I don't know.
I'm sticking with Thunderwolf.
It's not a Thunderwolf. Whoa! Look at that shield. So it's a custom Blade Guard vet.
That's amazing. This is for Titan Watch.
So it has a Titan logo on the shield, on the mini. You know how they have like the mini decorative shields, and then it has like a giant Death Watch shield, but it has a carapace of a Tyranid on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then a Tau head and an Orc head and a Necron head.
That's amazing.
That's great.
I love it.
That's so cool.
Wow. I like how you did the black too.
That's a great kit bash.
Titan Watch.
What is that carapace from?
So this is the
It looks like a headpiece, right?
Yeah.
Like the
zone throat, maybe?
yeah,
It's literally perfect.
the brain bug.
It's so perfect. Yeah, I think it is a zone throat. I also like how the Tau head is painted in Brian's color scheme.
Yeah.
Because it's got a Tau, an Orc, and a Necron head kind of impaled on the shield.
That's such a cool
That's
shield.
amazing. Well, thank you so much.
That's awesome. Looks great.
Oh, there's a note. Do you think I can
Are we
read
allowed
it?
to read it?
We have to check every time.
Cool.
It doesn't say I can
So
read
cool.
it, but I think I'm allowed to read it.
All right.
But it doesn't say I can. But I'm going to read it anyway. It's Dear Titans, thank you for all the joy you put into the world. You guys rock. I present to you Major Dutch of the chapter Predator Terminus. There's no Xenos that is hidden, no Xenos he has not bested, no Xenos that is safe. He is sheer will embodied, the living epitome of his chapter's mantra. And while the threat has changed vastly over the millennia, from Xenos with bodies of steel to some that may lack corporeal form, Dutch lives to prove the essence of the words. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Yeah, Dutch.
Go Dutch.
Wishing you much growth and success, Chayton.
Awesome. Thank you so
Nice.
much.
Thank
Really
you, Chayton.
appreciate it. I also love that concept because you can see he has this pauldron is the pauldron of his chapter, right? So it's like these three red dots in that sort of triangle pattern, which is the chapter that he comes from. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you very much.
The whole Titan Watch project has me really excited to see
Yeah.
like every model's gonna have a story like this.
I also
It's gonna be so cool.
people should do this.
Yes. So he put his name on the bottom. Put your name on the bottom of the
Yeah.
model.
I'm really worried about keeping track because I really would like to know where everything comes from.
Totally.
And if we don't get it, we should label them ourselves.
We should like find a way to keep all these
No, like literally catalog
Catalog
it.
letters.
them,
Yeah,
Have
catalog
a
the
number that
letters.
matches because it's so cool. Like that we have this. It's just amazing. Like who has an army with like lore and stuff for every model and just it's amazing.
It's super cool. We should do
stuff, guys.
close-ups. We should take pictures and post them on the Discord.
We will for sure. We will not forget.
Is that all the mail?
I think that's all the mail.
Nice.
All right. I'm gonna get the bubble wrap out of
So
here.
much Sylvaneth to build.
And then we have one more package, but it's waiting for the other half.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Whoop, there we go. Yeah, you have a lot of Sylvaneth to build, and I'm still like working through
I know.
a lot.
So
Sigmar.
much Sigmar. And I'm also painting my Caradrons, where they're finally getting closer. They're getting closer. So I'm really excited to just play more ninth with them. I mean, third.
All right, thank you, Papa Bear. Happy launch day, Titans. John has CP. What sorcery is this? John, you didn't transhuman 6 times in turn
I
one.
know, right?
Pretty amazing.
My CP, I burned through it pretty quick.
Felt like it.
But
yeah.
Orks surprisingly had a lot of CP regen. You rolled really well in the beginning.
great.
And you ended with like 4 or 3 CP, right?
That's true. No,
Yeah.
I did ramming speed, so I ended
Oh.
with 2.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But
Can't-
Iron Hands have so many great strats. The Orcs don't have many great strats. The Iron Hands is like all value.
I
all
know,
utility.
right? Yeah. There's so
Spend-
many options. I was just like, all right, stick to the basics, and then we can
Yeah.
keep reusing the basics.
Yeah,
And then I tried to like piece it out. Yeah, it was great.
that's them.
I know it's crazy sorcery, Iron Hand sorcery.
Thank you, Wampytron. So awesome to see how excited you are about the new codex. I'm in love with orc buggies of every kind. What suggestions do you have for a buggy heavy list, buggy types, and clans? Great show. Thanks.
Man, so I think buggies are great. I think you can make some really great lists with them. So I love the Rucker Trucks. It's probably my favorite now. And then the Scrapjets are so weird because they're so swingy. They're better than they were. I know Brian's always like, you take them and they never do anything. But I'm like,
But when they do.
When they do. So they are great, and the shock jumps are great. Those are my 3 favorite for sure. So I would generally build around those. I mentioned my kind of concerns about the shock jump earlier, which is that the gyroscopic whirly gig no longer just lets them automatically teleport. And you can only put it on 1 unit anyways. So they don't have the same mobility that they had before. And the gun's only range 24. So people can screen them out pretty easily. But
that's a weird change because I don't think anybody really felt, I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
Right?
But like,
yeah, like why?
I don't remember them seeming like they were a problem.
No. If they could do that and they had a 36-inch range gun, they would be amazing.
Good, yeah.
The 24 though, it's like
easy
you
to screen.
keep these 12-inch bubbles and you're actually safe from them.
Yeah.
But anyways, certainly those 3 are the ones I like the best, and they work so well in so many of the different clans. Death Skulls for things like the shock jump because you can get the reroll still on those high value blast cannon shots basically. The Evil Sons obviously for the extra speed, but also the move shoot move. They have fire and fade, which is extra spicy now that you can take big units of them. So you pop them out,
That's
shoot,
their strat?
pop away. Yeah, it's drive by Crumpin, which was always a strat, but it's like what 1 speed freak unit are you going to use that on?
Right.
3 of these Scrapjets, 100%. So that's great.
For the fire and fade, you can't charge after, right?
You can't charge afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's just a full
it's
extra
still good.
move.
Yeah, it's good.
So it's actually farther than fire and fade.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And then blood axes today because they can fall back and shoot or charge, and the extra armor. Those are the main ones.
That
for
actually
me.
is really clutch for orcs.
It's a big deal.
Getting +1 save as orcs is like going from garbage to something. You know?
The buggies are all 4-up armor, so going to 3-up. That's
respectable.
Yeah,
that's like what a
safe.
vehicle should have.
Yeah, I know, right? I know.
But then you stack on top of that Ramshackle, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
this is pretty good now.
You're rolling saves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Marco. Hello, Titans. Nice to see that Adrian got his beloved codex. What are your first impressions of orc named characters?
So they're weird. They're very strange. Not crazy about most of them. Even like Scragbad, which I think is great. He's the great white shark one. He is genuinely great. But the problem with them, just like we saw with like Lilith Hesprax, is you can't optimize all the relics and warlord traits on them. So they actually, I don't know if they're as good as like the generic ones with kind of tailored relics and artifacts or warlord traits.
Yeah, you miss out on some of the really, really cool combos you can do.
Yeah.
Right?
It's kind of like Drukhari, where they came out with this amazing like arsenal of great warlord traits and relics.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man, I would want to take named characters, but
Yes.
this stuff's, I can't pass this up. It's great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what about Gaz?
Gaz is the same. He's cool. We're gonna try him for
He
sure.
can double wah. He can do both kinds of wah.
Yes, that's the big deal. That's the biggest deal for him.
Oh, speed and
And regular WA. So you declare it and you get both essentially, which is a big deal. Would have loved to have said that today.
He can also go in a battle wagon, which is cool. He takes up 18 slots.
Oh,
which
that's
is
right.
Hilarious.
Wait,
18 slots.
18?
Oh yeah, because they hold 20.
He takes up 18 slots of a battle wagon.
So you can put Makari with him still.
Yep.
Which they fixed Makari. He doesn't take up a HQ slot anymore. If you have
nice.
Gaz, which is like, yes, thank you.
It's the thing they did with Necrons, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. And you can't heal him anymore. You can't. There's no squig, medi-squig strat. So having Makari is cool.
Does something. Yeah.
So they're interesting. Snickrot that I was gonna take today is super cool and good. He's like really cheap. He has like 6 attacks which are all like -2 for 2, +1 to wound if you're in if he's in cover or something weird like that, and he infiltrates. So you just have this nasty like assassin up board.
Wow.
I think he's really cool actually,
That's awesome.
and good, not just cool.
We'll have to get, this week, we have to get Gaz on the table. That has to happen.
Yes, for sure. And we want to do Tide of Boys. There's so many things to try. It's too much.
Man, Tough 5 Boys is...
Nope.
People are sleeping on it, but it's a big change. Thank you, Earth. I am so dismayed by the new Orc Codex. Burners forgot how to cut. No invuln on Mega Knobs. No reroll auras. My Knobs bikers are gone completely. Wait.
So, Burners forgot how to cut. That sucks. Burners got worse.
Burners are no longer power weapons.
They're not. Yeah, they're -2 before, but yeah. you have to spend a strat to get AP on them in melee. That sucks. It's like, what do you think? They went to D6 shots. That's good. Yeah.
Not why you were taking them before, but yeah.
This is not what I was taking before. So this is true. No Invul and Mega Knobs. A bit of a bummer for sure. But they're still good. It's just a different kind of thing. You can see they crumped still today.
Yep.
You can give them an Invul now because the custom force field works in melee. Oh. It's only a 6-up, but that's something. No reroll aura. Well, let me tell you something better. You have +1 to hit, which is strictly better than rerolling. And if you're playing Gaz, you get full rerolls in a bubble, which is cool.
Nice.
And then the Knob Bikers, yeah, that's a bummer. There's just no kit for it.
That's a kit consolidation. Like there never was a kit for it. It was you could just put like knob heads on bikers.
Yeah.
And you were like, these are my knobs on bike now.
Yeah.
Which was like it was a thing. Kit bashing orcs was cool. Still is cool. But kit bashing orcs to make kits that don't exist, I don't think is something they want.
No. Yeah. And the knobs on bikes were always kind of weird, or in like modern 40K, tough to make them work. And I don't even love the new bikes, to be honest.
Poor you Brian. Don't like the new bikes?
And they're not. I don't know if they're good enough.
But we have like 100 orc bikes.
There's a lot of bikes.
We have so many.
For a man that's not a codex. I
don't say that. We have so many bikes.
They're cool.
I think he just took things out of that. Like he was purchasing from a ridiculously large collection, and I think he just took things out of the collection that he thought were cool.
Yeah. Like
he has like 10 trucks. Yeah. He just thinks trucks are cool.
Trucks are cool.
Trucks are cool.
He has like 200 boys.
Now, if you're running trucks, then I think the unit's 10 boys genuinely interesting now.
Yeah?
I think they are.
Shooter boys and trucks?
Or Choppa
boys
and trucks.
Choppa's probably the way you want to go, right?
I don't really like shooter boys unless you're bad moons. Because then you have a way to give them AP. Otherwise, they're not great, and Doc actually didn't really help them. Because it's like, the range on a shooter is 18, so your DACA range is 9, which means you can never teleport in or like outflank in.
Right.
But if you're bad moons, you get +6 inches to range, so it gives you a longer range on your DACA range. And then also, there's a way to give them an extra AP. So,
cool.
Thank you, Boanergies?
Yes.
Boa
Nergies.
I don't know.
Bow and arrows.
Bow and arrows. That's it. Yep.
Yeah. It's the Swedish writer.
Played Sisters against Thousand Suns. The Thousand Suns Psyker used Gift of Chaos against my Canoness. I used Miracle Intervention. Does the Thousand Suns get the spawn?
Used Miracle Intervention.
So when she died, she came back.
Yeah. As written, I think so. They just die, right?
Is it end of phase they come back? Or end of turn they come back? Because that was the distinction. Very briefly, they had a distinction end of 8th, where it was like, if you come back end of phase, you didn't count as dead. But if you came back end of turn, you did count as dead.
It's end of phase.
And you like scored differently. But that was like, this is precedent that I'm kind of pulling out of my butt, because like, it was brief, like legal,
But here's the weird thing, like, no. I don't know.
Nobody knows. The real question is, did the Thousand Suns player have points set aside for that Chaos Spawn? Because we can probably just tell you right now, they didn't have points set aside, so they don't get the spawn. Because you do have to pay points for that spawn. Sorry. I mean, there's your answer.
That is your answer.
And you were playing Sisters, so you tell that guy, you say, hey, you don't get a spawn.
Yeah, that's funky.
You didn't pay your points.
That's funky.
You don't get it.
Right?
Which Brian, that's a rule Brian always hated. He was like, come on. What are the odds they kill anything with Gift of Change ever? Just give him the spawn, who cares?
You're just going to play 35 points down forever.
Right, it's a 35-point model.
But you can do it once per game then. You don't even get to do it twice. Such a shame.
It's a bit silly, but... thank you, Highs. Whoa! Hey guys, also super excited. First, I was massively disappointed because I thought Orks lost their flair. As much as I heard and read, the mechanics are so un-orky, but after some thoughts, at last the models are cool.
Yeah, I think this is a reaction that a lot of people have because it's a book that you open up and maybe it doesn't seem as wild, especially if you're just looking at like stats and profiles, because a lot of them aren't that different. And again, the strats aren't amazing. It's not like a super deep pool of amazing strats. But once you start working on lists and playing, I've been simmering on this for a long time, And I think it's one of those things you kind of have to play it to feel it, you know?
Totally. Yeah, I was telling Adrian, at first glance, it didn't look like anything special, and then playing it today, it looks great.
It's cool, right?
It looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And good.
The fact that they are now like ubiquitously tougher,
Yeah.
just across the board, they feel more like orcs now. That upshift towards being orky, offset by a very small downshift of they lost some of their orky flavor. It was still, I think, net more orky.
Yeah. And then they gained some really cool stuff like Kareen, which I didn't get to
my
do today.
gosh.
It's if I would explode. I wish it was an auto explode, but that's fine. If I would explode, you can then immediately move like D6 or 2D6 before you explode. It's a CP.
It opens up so many things. Yeah.
It's so
That's
cool.
so cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marshmallow. Did I just do this?
Nope.
No, I didn't. Thank you, Marshmallow. Maybe it's too early, but I think Orcs got screwed. Where's the new codex compared to all the 9th codexes? Is it the worst or actually better than Necron's? Man, I'm surprised at how many people think this book is bad.
Yeah. It's definitely not the worst.
I
It's a good book,
I just
guys.
don't.
Look, I understand. Look, we had Drakari, we've had Admech, but like for example, people were also upset about the Sisters book, which is also not a bad book either. Especially if you ask like some of the top players, you know, like they're like, yeah, this is a good book.
Do you think people just want every book to be broken?
Yes.
Like
Well,
they're
especially if it's
comparing
their
to
book.
books that
Like-
are broken.
Right.
Like on launch, books that were just like everybody looked at it and was like, "That's not fair.
Yeah.
That's gonna get changed. Everybody knows."
Yeah.
We don't want those books. Don't expect your book
Yeah.
to be that.
No, because
That's a feel bad for everybody.
Yes.
You're gonna feel bad later when they nerf your book, and everybody else feels bad immediately.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
yeah.
The Orc book is a solid book.
You know, you get tired of you know being hassled for playing Drakari.
Right, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah. And I mean, like, I wish I was just like at the like bare minimum of just good.
Yeah.
Right. And so
Right,
I can
right.
just play, just play the game.
play your game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just and your army won't change. Like I'm sure, like I said, Admech, I'm expecting massive changes. Probably, I don't know for a fact, but
Totally.
so this is a good book, guys. Where would you?
a good
where
book.
would you? I mean, I know we kind of just dipped our toes into it today, but at first glance, where would you rank it?
I think it's above Space Marines for sure,
I think it's above Space Marines.
and that's like the gold standard.
I think it could play with Death Guard and Sisters and Dark Angels.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That's
and
a great
even,
place
I
to
think
be.
it can play with Drakari. It's the toughest of those games. But I think that's
The
fine.
T5 goes a long way against Drakari.
Oh yeah, that's what we were just talking about. And unfortunately, it means you definitely need to play Cult of Strife
Yeah.
for the rerolls
Oh,
to
for
win.
sure.
Strat.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Like, if you're not,
that would be
you just there's nothing.
terrifying.
You can do.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I think it could eventually, once people get used to it, compete with Drakari for sure.
I think so,
I think it's at that like A tier kind of place. Alongside Drakari and Sisters and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank you, Martin. We do have a Martin chain here.
Martin.
What up, Martin? Swallowing the.
Oh no.
I'm still.
I'm just seeing glances of what's to come.
Hi.
Those pretzels, yeah, they don't want to. They kind of fight.
They
the way
do.
down.
It took a while
still-
to like, yeah.
It's like
I haven't risked it yet.
they're delicious,
we
but I
started.
can feel the heartburn already.
Hi, Adrian. I apologize for asking Brian his opinion on how Dark Angels should be played. Obviously, you are the resident Dark Angel expert. However, remembering we love you, Brian has more Dark Angel wins than you on the channel, despite only 3 games.
There's a lot of shade like every direction. We got Necrons.
yeah.
That's a lot of
Necron shade.
Yeah.
And the last one. Now we got
That's amazing.
shade on
that's
us.
amazing. Look, Brian, I hope
brutal.
you're counting Codex Dark Angel because he also got to play the Index Dark
Index
Angels. We're
Dark Angels
busted.
were ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, no, I just thought it was really funny at the time. This was I think last weekend that he was like, I have a question about Dark Angels. Brian, what do you think? And then as an afterthought, he's like, by the way, Adrian, like, how are you doing?
Oh,
or
also,
something?
Adrian, you could you
can
can
chime
tell
in.
me if you want, but
It was
like
so
really, I
funny.
just want Brian's answer. Martin goes on to say, whilst we are critiquing Adrian,
Oh no.
I notice that new tall Adrian has a fancier looking shirt than Adrian.
Oh jeez.
I think all guests should have their shirts pre-approved by Adrian to maintain his visual chi.
No, Adrian keeps it classy, man. Like I love the collared shirts. But,
Thank you.
We're just keeping it flashy.
You are quite fancy today,
Yeah.
though. I do.
We're
You are a
flashy.
It
fancy
is
boy.
a nice shirt.
Yeah. Gotta watch out for anime, Adrian.
Exactly.
Oh, we're done. That's it.
That was a good one.
Adrian.
Thank you, Highs. After your first game, do you think Orks even need as many strats as other armies? Do I have a feeling that every unit is designed to be a special operative unit instead of being a wah?
Totally agree. They really tuned in a lot of the units and just made them good at their role. And this is something that is really, really powerful in a codex. So we've talked about like Sisters and Drakari, where one of the reasons they're so good is because you only pay for what you need. You're paying for the attacks and the movement on witches, but you're not paying for the toughness or armor because they don't matter. And
Right.
Sisters, same thing with T3, Strength 3. And Orks, it's a similar thing where, again, I checked it, it's 11 points for Stormboy. That's super fast, it's infantry, can be obsec if you're Death Skulls. Commandos, same thing. Like, you're not paying, then those are also 11 points, you're not paying for anything that's non-essential. And so that's really powerful. Doesn't mean that they're going to be more cunning than brutal. I think the best orc lists, yes, and that's okay. But they're still going to crump. We will figure out how to play the WoW.
It's 9th edition. Like, Orks can't just continue to try to overwhelm you with force.
Yeah.
Because that's not how you play 9th.
And if you could do that, it would be because the army's probably busted.
Yeah. It would be like, if you can overwhelm Admech and Drukari and Dark Angels and Death Guard with force, that's too much force.
Yeah.
Overly forceful.
Yes,
It won't
100%.
feel good, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Martin. Please, could Adrian share his favorite Dark Angel Ravenwing units that players should add? Also, I found an amazing Dark Angel book called Pandarax involving Catachan, Dark Angels, and Grey Knight Alliance against Abaddon and Death Guard.
Well, that sounds really cool.
That's a cool book.
Pandarax? Okay,
Yeah.
let's check that out.
Or Pandora X. One of those.
Pandora X. I think it's Pandora X.
So Pandarax.
Pandora X sounds like something else. So, favorite Dark Angel Ravenwing units.
Yeah.
So obviously the multi-melt attack bikes. Sorry, it's hard to
they're
to
good.
not go with them.
They're
Honestly.
good.
And obviously the Town Masters. Those are kind of the all-rounders, and everything else I like. I'm trying to think of something that's not just kind of what you guys already know, right? Like,
I mean, there's not that many Ravenwing units.
like the bikers are good, the regular bikers are good if you make them obsec and take them as utility squads. So like pretty much everything else, it's like how does it fit into the role of your army, right? Although the best Ravenwing unit is the Ravenwing Apothecary, but that's a whole nother story.
That's true.
So the bikers are good for that, and then the speeders I think are cool, but a little bit less efficient than everything else, to be honest. So you take them because they're cool and you want to play Ravenwing, but to me it's those main 2/3. Yeah. He's not going to ask me another Dark Angels question now.
He might. Thanks again, Martin. Bridger, I have been watching Dominion Armor Dude painting tutorials. I have to say, it looks so easy that I think I may have to collect Custodes, but I also love Sisters, which should be my side army.
Ooh.
Custodes?
I mean, you're getting into less stuff, right? You could get Sisters as a project, right? Like
It is a project for sure.
just building the models is very intricate. The new sprues are
Ooh, yeah. And they're
quite an
harder.
undertaking.
A lot harder to paint.
Yeah.
Custodes is like base coat, wash, dry brush. 90% of the model is done.
Yeah.
Go back and do a few details. You can do some gems. You can do hair. You can do like another color of metal, like a highlight metal somewhere.
Yeah.
But really, it's mostly just like if you have an airbrush and can then wash and dry brush, you're done. Like you could do an entire army in a day, which is
yeah.
actually what I did.
Yeah.
Zach taught me how to like paint, like actually paint, which I of course immediately forgot because I
Yeah.
didn't do it again for years. But
Naturally.
like he taught me how to actually paint, and we just sat down and we did like 4,000 points of Custodes.
I
And we
remember
just
that.
did it
Yeah.
in one sitting,
Oh my God.
and we were done.
Yeah.
The 12-hour marathon was not the first. Zach does this
Yeah, yeah.
like on his own sometimes,
Totally,
where he's
yeah.
just like, all right, guys, today we're doing giant project.
He's wildin'.
But like with Custodes, it's very manageable.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It was an afternoon.
Yeah. I've heard of like my friends would say they're starting Sisters armies on the new release, and I wouldn't see them for weeks.
Yeah.
Just hobbying.
is
No
the
games,
worst.
just hobbying.
Yeah.
Trying to get the army on the board.
Exactly. It's the longest to put together, the longest to paint. It's so tough. Having said that, though, to play devil's advocate, I think Sisters will be a much more different experience from Dark Angels than Custodes.
That's true.
Custodes
Yeah.
and Dark Angels are two peas in the same pod.
That's a good argument. Yeah.
So, depending on what you're looking for, Martin.
For sure.
So, Bridger, I've been... Nope. Martin again. Has anyone else noticed that when Adrian squats into his power stance, he actually looks like a small child? Wait, what? Small child next to new Adrian. This show is amazing. I think I look like that even without the power stance next to him.
Wow. Martin is savage today.
That's so funny because I know what he's talking about. Like,
Yeah,
because I'm like being on stream, it's so weird. I have no idea what to do with my hands sometimes.
yeah.
So it's like I'm starting to think of like ways I can pose.
Things
Right.
to
So
do.
I got
Dude,
this one.
I do this
a
all the
lot.
time
I do
now.
like
Yeah.
I do like a prey sometimes.
You do like some anime ones.
You can do. That,
Oh, no.
John, we need
that
to
might
get you
be pushing.
glasses.
Yeah.
Just like that the whole time.
They actually have ones that literally do the lighting animation. I swear it's like
Oh,
built in
yeah?
the glasses, and there's a sensor when you push the glasses up, they literally go.
Please do not. Nobody buy this product.
You've given me ideas.
Amazing.
I'm convinced. I'm sold. No, there's like the standards, right? There's like the hands on the hips, right? Hands on the hips.
Yep.
What else is there? There's like the hands on the table.
Yeah.
Standard stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then there's like the power pose.
Power
is
stance.
like is killing it. So
That's where it's at.
I might steal some.
You should
Steal some poses.
take
from
some
Adrian.
weight off those knees. You know, you got so much body up above them.
Seriously. the knees, dude.
We have literally made adjustments to the lighting of the studio because
John's so tall.
yeah, and Bridger, Brian, and I are both pretty much the same height. So
Yeah,
we
you guys
never-
are all like the same
never thought about
like,
it.
level.
Average human.
We had to like
height.
Yeah.
open up some
Just
bowls.
average.
We're just normal people.
Oh wow!
You're not a child, Adrian. You're normal size.
I never take offense to being small, especially like I was a gymnast, and gymnasts want it to be small. You want it to be like,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not a short person, but it was
Right.
always like
Right.
I almost wished I was a little smaller or
wanted
shorter
to
for
be.
gymnastics, because I was like just a little on the tall end.
Yeah, you guys are normal size. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm yeah, I don't know.
Which is advantageous. It's also good to be tall. I don't want to make
also
it
nice
seem
to
like
be
it's
tall.
bad to be tall.
Being tall is great.
Um,
Can reach
yeah, dude, it's
things.
a superpower. Brett can just like
I know,
power
yeah,
strips.
yeah.
Brett can just like reach up and touch power strips. And I'm
Tools
like,
exist in the studio, and we have yet to.
don't need them.
It was so easy to close up with these guys the other night. I'll tell you
They
that.
could probably like focus the dice cam.
He
without a
did that
stool.
too.
Oh,
Yes.
so jealous.
He had to get on his tippy toes though.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you go. Tippy toes. Brian and I had to do that just for the regular lighting in the old studio. I'm like, I can't reach it. And he's like, no, you just try really hard. And he's like, ah, and then he actually did it. I tried. It actually worked. You just have to try really hard. But we could barely reach
Just gotta
down.
believe.
Yeah. I don't know why it worked, but it 100% did.
Such an orky thing.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Martin. What units would you use as Dark Angels to play against new Orc rules? And are Custodies now like the least resilient elites in the game? Yeah, probably. To be honest, like point for point, they're probably the least durable.
I mean, the shield guys are still heinous, but you can't play the game with shield dudes.
Oh, can we talk about Kill Team? Okay, we're putting this question on hold. We're putting this question on hold.
Oh, we talked a
Can
little.
we talk about new Kill Team? Because
for
they
it.
keep revealing more stuff. And I am so unbelievably excited to play Custodians and Kill. You get 2 models. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. They're so good. Their stats are insane.
Okay.
They're so good in Kill Team.
You want to play it because they're good or because they're fun?
It's because they're good, to be honest. But like, they might be terrible. You get 2 models. Maybe it's a mission where you have to hold 3 objectives, and
right.
you're like, I literally can't. I don't know. Like, I just like their stat line looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because they have 18 wounds,
That's amazing.
and
What does a guardsman have?
6 or something. It's like they have so many wounds,
love
and then
That's awesome.
like nobody's actually durable in that game.
Right.
Because they looked at first Kill Team and they were like, this is dumb. Nobody ever dies.
Yeah.
Guardsmen are indestructible.
Yeah.
Like, this is pointless. So in new Kill Team, you just in combat you don't even get saves. You just die. In combat, you don't roll saves.
just take wounds.
You both roll to hit each other because you're like fighting each other.
Okay.
And you alternate using your dice, and you can use your dice offensively or defensively. You can like put a die forward as a parry,
Oh, that's cool.
and you can like cancel out each other's dice.
Right.
And
Nice.
6s matter a lot in Kill Team now. It's like the crit is like a standard mechanic. So if you crit parry, you have to like, if you crit attack, you have to crit parry to block it out. But Custodies with their shields, every die is 2 parries. And they also just have more
Two
attacks
dice
than
like
you.
pick the highest, or you combine.
No, like every die counts as 2 parry dice. If you use it as a parry, it's 2 parries
two.
because you have a
takes-
shield.
it takes 2.
So it's like the
Right.
shield is like,
What?
and they already have more dice than you.
Wow.
And they're hitting on 2s.
That's really cool. And
So
so
it's like-
is it all rolled up in that? Then there's no toughness or armor or anything?
No,
Just
yeah.
the You just do that. And
Yeah.
Dice on dice.
Okay.
Yeah. So they just bully people in combat.
Wow.
And in shooting, they have 2-up saves.
Yeah.
So like,
Wow.
How do you deal with them?
they're pretty
Right.
dope.
That's
Custodians
awesome.
are the way they should be in Kill Team, as
Yeah.
far as I can tell.
They feel like heroes.
So I'm excited about Kill Team.
That's so cool. I'm excited.
And
I
then-
would love to love Kill Team.
The new rules look actually pretty good. Because
Yeah.
it's like actual skirmish alternating activation. Like you pick a model, that model has a number of action points, you spend those, and then it goes to the other person, they pick a new model.
Right.
Because Kill Team used to be alternating move, but like I would move
Yeah.
all my guys and you would
I
move all
wasn't a
your
big
guys.
fan of the last edition of
And then
Kill Team.
I would shoot all my guys and you would shoot. Like it was kind of, I don't know, it was not real alternating, but
Yeah.
I'm excited for Kill Team.
It's trying
Anyway,
too hard to be Warhammer Light.
anyway, that was me fanboying over
No,
Kill Team.
I'm glad you're excited.
I'm pretty pumped.
We'll
to
for
play
sure
Kill
play
Team.
it.
Yeah, that's awesome. It sounds great.
So what units would you use as Dark Angels to play against new Orc rules?
Yeah.
Honestly, and we keep saying this again, but I think a combined force is great, but specifically I think Ravenwing are gonna take lead on this one because of their ability to be very maneuverable. Orcs will still be vulnerable to shooting. We played actually some of the more durable to like mid-range fire today with blood axes because they could keep at range. But even against blood axes, like Dark Angels can get in, they can get stuck in, they can shoot stuff. And same kind of thing. It's kind of like fighting Drakari in many ways, especially if people do make use of truck boys. You can also do things like move block. The Orc army largely doesn't fly, so just zip up, make it so they can't move through. Like, it doesn't matter if you can move your truck and then get out if your truck can't move. So I think those things are going to be key to fighting Orcs with Dark Angels.
Totally. Yeah, sounds right.
I think even like Stormbolters, even though they win on 5s now, they're still good, and you still have a lot of them in Dark Angels.
You can, yeah.
Like if you're bringing Deathwing Terminators in any quantity or command squads,
Yeah, without Lightning Claws or Storm Shields.
yeah.
Isn't that better?
You used to run like a 5-man squad that just holds objectives, and they wouldn't have
Yeah.
anything fancy.
Yeah, I would, yeah.
They would get those Stormbolters,
Yeah. That's where it's at.
which are gonna chip off some orcs. All right, I retract it. Never mind. We're just gonna move on.
I was like, I'm not going to help him with this statement. I'm definitely not going to back up his statement.
Our Custodian's the least resilient elite. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but not a Kill Team.
Yeah, not in Kill Team.
Hey, have we talked about Kill Team?
We should talk about Kill Team.
Okay.
I wonder how they're gonna handle Tau in Kill Team. Kroot are their own faction in Kill Team. Do you know that?
What? That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's
Dude.
awesome.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I will totally make a Kroot Kill Team.
Yeah.
So I really like Kroot, actually.
No, Kill Team's like new Kill Team's looking good. It's looking like a good game, and they're bringing back old fantasy. I hope they do that quickly, and I hope that we can figure out a way
Yeah.
to square base, round base.
I know.
Switch back and forth?
I have been thinking about this lately.
Because like I will collect a second Ogre army if you force me to, but it's not ideal.
I'm hoping movement trays will be a big thing, and you can just slot them in.
But the round, I don't know. The round bases are a lot bigger than the square bases used to be, aren't they?
Correct. But who says the new ones aren't going to be?
No, it has to. They're using the old basing system.
What do you mean?
The new fantasy will be the same bases as the old fantasy
Why?
because they said so.
No, they said they're using square bases. That's all they said.
And they said they're using that your old army will work same,
Oh, you're right. They did say that. I see.
that you won't have to change anything. So
That sucks.
the new round bases are significantly larger than the old square bases, so you won't be able to fit. Even if they make converters, your rank will just be too wide.
We'll just play our own scale. Or magnetize every model.
I guess if we're both on bigger bases,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
For us at the channel, it's fine.
We can just play on a bigger table too.
Yeah, and our terrain is a bit more spaced out. So we could work it for the larger population. Certainly tournaments.
What if we magnetize the feet of every model in every army?
That's what you'd have to do. Or no, you know what you would do is you'd have like a thing that they stand on, like a piece of slate or terrain, and that's magnetized. So you just have one big magnet. That's be a pain. For ogre, it's not too bad.
We could do it. We'll figure something out. We'll do it.
We could
We're gonna
3D print it.
We could 3D print it.
Actually, I joke, but that's actually a great way because you can make it so it's perfectly sized and it already has a hole magnet size.
For the magnet, yeah.
All right,
You just pop them in there.
go into business, man.
It's a good idea. Thanks again, Martin Bridger. A couple of items. What is happening with TTT dice procurement? Brian has literally started a new company and moved countries in the meantime. Also, does New Adrian have the same accent as Napoleon Dynamite? Do you want to answer that last bit first, John?
Yeah, pretty much. Gosh.
Ah, it's so real.
That's pretty good.
Oh my gosh.
Will call me out, guys. Come on.
So, just to clarify, Brian didn't start a new company. This company that he's
Yes.
working for, that he started a long time ago, was started a long time ago.
It was like 10 years ago.
He was just much less active in the company
Yeah.
in that middle time.
So you have like 8 years.
So, the dice are coming. We hope to have them in people's hands by Christmas. And I know that sounds far away, but the logistics of manufacturing and distributing between now and then
Yeah.
is non-trivial. There's a lot to be done. But yeah, they should be good stocking stuffers.
There you go. No, we actually legitimately have had some breakthroughs with manufacturers recently, so things are starting to pick up again.
Yep. Man, I really wish I could read normal chat. The camera is higher than it normally is,
I've been trying,
so I can't see it at all.
and it's super far from me. It's a little,
Yeah. I used to sit there before we had the TV,
yeah.
and now I can't sit there because I can't read anything.
Yeah.
And Adrian's using hand binoculars, so I guess we just can't read chat. Thank you, Rob. Wait, did I answer all that? Yeah, I did. Thank you, Rob. Do you think heavy intercessors suck less now with T5 Orks? Ad might blow them away, I suppose. Hard out here for an Ultramarine. This is why I've been playing AOS.
Yeah, that's a good question. How do you guys feel about heavy intercessors now?
We've been asked this before too in regards to T5, which is interesting. Is it because they have those strength 5 guns, I guess?
That's
Yeah, I was thinking more of the guns, right? Yeah,
I think
rather than
They definitely suck less, that's for sure.
when you are building a list, your number one
Right.
priority
savage.
should be active. It should be like, I'm taking units to do a thing that I want to do.
Uh-huh.
Then it should be counteractive. I'm worried about X thing, so I'm going to bring a unit that solves that problem.
Oh, well
So
said.
first, like, try to achieve your goals, and then deal with obstacles between you and your goals. Orcs are not going to be in every game. So, like, heavy intercessors as an answer, I also don't think it's like the ultimate answer to orcs. It's not like even 10 heavy intercessors will kill 20 boys. Guaranteed. It's just they won't guaranteed kill 20 boys.
No, they won't.
And so I would only change my list to put in something as drastic as 10 heavy intercessors if it did completely solve a problem in such a way. So I wouldn't go changing lists and putting heavy intercessors in to solve a problem that I'm not even sure we have. What I would say.
Yeah.
Good point.
I think that's a good point.
And I think
Some good wisdom there.
Ultramarines just in general will not really have too much trouble with Orc boys. I don't think.
I think Ultramarines are going to be one of the better matchups Marine-wise. Also, again, just for all the fallback and shoot, all the Overwatch support. I don't think there's a way to shut off Overwatch other than just a truck goes in first, which is a great way to do it.
Yeah.
But
Even then, you have 2 sources pretty much
Yeah.
of Overwatch.
traditionally,
You could group Overwatch and just kill the truck. Now what?
it's true. Gosh, it was so. Man, Thursday was a good game. I think it'll be a good matchup for you regardless. This has always been tough for Orcs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the things that Ultramarines are bringing right now, which is mostly Dreadnoughts, are also good against Orcs.
Yeah. If you're trying to play like the tippy top lists for Ultramarines, for sure. I know it's tough if you don't want to play that.
I mean, Gilman's still good against Orcs.
Oh, yeah. Full rerolls, yep. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I think things like aggressors are still going to cut through because you're going to hang out in the tactical doctrine forever as Ultramarines. So you'll have that AP.
Yeah.
They won't get saves. You'll just cut through Orcs. They're T5. I get it. You've lost some efficiency, but you've lost like, what, a third? You've lost a third efficiency.
Yeah. Plasma Scepter is still great against Orcs.
Oh, so
Oh,
good.
wow.
That's so gross.
They're
Oh,
extra
gosh.
nasty because they go to Strength 8, which turns off the Ramshackle and gives you the
Yeah.
+1 damage.
It's so good.
So they're pretty
Okay.
magical, I think.
Yeah, so
I'm
I think
excited.
Ultras are going to be fine.
Yeah.
And Heavy Intercessors, if you like them, take them. But
Yeah.
the Orcs is not a reason to take them.
Yep.
Thanks, Andy. Were you fellas excited about the latest updates on the old world? Time to dig out those 90s metal dwarves from the garage. Glad I didn't rebase them.
Wow.
We need to play dwarves in fantasy.
We do.
Oh, that's such a cool army.
I have an army.
Yes.
Yeah, and they are metal.
Dwarves are one of the coolest armies in any game ever.
Yeah, they really are. They're so cool.
I know almost nothing about AOS. Don't they have like the one guy that like never dies? He's like,
Yes.
Well, so AOS dwarves are very different from fantasy dwarves. Fantasy dwarves
Oh, just kidding.
are like, we hate magic, and we move incredibly slowly, but
Right.
we're just like immovable,
Super, like,
durable,
yeah. Don't get hit
deadly
by us.
blocks
Yeah.
Yeah.
with artillery.
Yeah.
So like, don't fight us because we're strong, but if you stay over there, we're going to shoot you with
just gonna
cannons.
shoot, yeah.
So like,
That's awesome.
figure it out,
Totally.
right?
Dwarves.
In AOS, they took off all their armor.
Well, no. They went two directions.
Yeah.
There's the Fire Slayers that are basically
Right.
from the Slayers, and they're all about fire and stuff like that. And then there's the Caradrons,
Metal, yeah.
which are actually the more true descendants,
Yeah.
because they went into the mountains and kind of got all into about foraging, and then Aether Gold was a thing which they got obsessed with. And so they're the ones that actually still worship like grungy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those are mega armor, but now they fly.
Now
But
they're
yes,
in airships.
Grombrindle? No, that's the White Dwarf.
No, Gotrek.
Gotrek.
Gotrek
He's
is
still alive and kicking.
And apparently, he's like an animal in third edition.
Yeah, he's in Total War as well.
Oh, he was always an animal, but now even
Now
more
he's
so.
like
I have him. I need to build him.
an animal.
I'm gonna. Oh my god.
He's good.
Oh my god.
Oh, we can play him with Fire Slayers. It would be so thematic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Caradron.
And Caradron.
We didn't have a dwarf off when you finish here, guys.
Dwarf off.
We do. There can only be one dwarf.
There could only be one. Wait, are all the boats monsters?
No.
Okay.
They're.
Oh, they're right.
Yeah.
Because Fire Slayers like every unit in Fire Slayers is like, if it's a monster, double. Just whatever it is, double it. Make it better.
So mean.
Kill all the monsters.
It's like all the Stormcast stuff that's like, oh, it's one mortal wound, unless it's Night Haunt specifically. In that case, it's 3 mortal wounds flat. Just like, why? Why?
But yeah, Sandy, dwarves.
We're very excited.
Yeah. Thanks again, Sandy. Suggestion: the players have to wear electric shock collars if they miss the dice box. The producer shot.
Oh no, we would not survive. I feel like
one of us is just like on the floor, just like twitching.
I think that would be a crime. I don't think you can have a show where you do that.
that would be amazing. I would pay to watch this for sure.
I would too, but like.
I feel like though it would be like it would start to help, but we would still be like it would be shocking us still, and then like the efficiency of it would just like drop off as we just physically can't anymore. We're just like spasming everywhere.
I just shock you mid dice throw and they go everywhere. You're like, shock. Thank you, Shane. Any suggestions for running Fabius Bile competitively?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. So obviously with mixed CSM lists, he can be interesting. I think he's interesting with like a unit of Noise Marines, for example. That the thing with him is the unit has to be like wholly within 6 of him, which I think is a mistake, and I hope they change that whenever they reprint. But like Noise Marines for the first turn could actually be sitting next to him, and then he'd be like, oh, you're going to be T5 now. Now they're extra tough to kill. So I'd play them in those kind of mixed chaos lists where you maybe have a few things going on, and again, thinking about units that are okay, just sitting there for a turn. I don't think you can take them with the Be'lakor Armies of Renown, but if you can, it would be good, because again, you can have like Obliterators in the back. Okay, now you're going to be T6, jump them with the spell. So you'd have to look that one up, but that's what I would be looking for.
Bile has to be in the Fabius Bile Legion, right? He has like his own Legion?
No, he has the Shadowy Allies special rule, which lets you take him with any CSM and he doesn't break the detachment.
Weird.
So he would be in a different well, he might, I don't know, maybe.
He might work?
He might work even with just that rule. Because think about it, Bellacor's Legion is a Legion. Technically, I think it's from CSM. I don't know.
Weird.
I have to look it up, but
Weird. That'd be cool though if you could play him with Be'lakor.
that'd be so cool.
Thanks, Cold. Adrian, Orks Codex made a big change where subfaction strats only unlock the Warlord subfaction, meaning you shouldn't have been able to use the Blood Axe strat if your Warlord was Death Skulls.
Oh,
Weird. I hope that's not a precedent they are setting moving forward.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, honestly, then we would have just made him not the Warlord because we didn't need any of the Death Skull stuff.
Right.
And that's just a logistic thing. The main thing was I needed to make sure that the Truck Boys were in separate detachments, and I can't have the Meganob dude in the same detachment as the Squigosaur. So those were the only requirements. So that's basically it. But good to know
Is that true?
for the strats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking around for the book.
Because I know, like
have the
Cult of Strife, for example, you have to have your own detachment of Strife to get the strats. Do you need the Warlord in there?
No. This would be new.
This would be new.
No, but there's a lot of.
Have I been cheating?
No, the Drukhari stuff is contentious, and
Right.
you're totally right.
Every book until now, having a detachment of a faction gives you their strats. It seems to be the case that the Orc sub-faction strats are locked to your Warlord, which is a weird change. Not sure I support it.
It's a strange, yeah.
It's such a tiny trade-off. It's like you lose one, maybe two strats if you took 3 different detachments of different factions. So like,
Yeah. So yeah, it does actually say that, which doesn't matter for this game, as I said, because we just have someone else be the Warlord. But that's annoying in the future.
How do people find this stuff? Like,
it's
always in that text, the boilerplate text that you ignore.
yeah.
The people out there who read all this boilerplate text, you're doing great work.
Doing great work.
Because I'll tell you what, we don't read the blah blah blah. We recognize the boilerplate and we're like, nah.
The only boilerplate I was looking for here when I was going through it the first time is the grots. That's always a question. Like, by the way, grots aren't OBSEC anymore.
What?
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they do have a clan.
I think there's
They gain your culture now, which is a change.
No, so it's the same as before. They don't gain culture, which is the same as before, but they have the keyword, which is also the same as before.
Okay.
So, as far as I can tell, I'd be curious in chat if anyone has seen it, but it seems like you can now use clan or culture strats on grots.
That's what they gain. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is amazing because, like I said, Blood Axes, once again, that strat to put someone in reserves means that would work on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, but thanks for looking out. Appreciate it.
Did they gain OBSEC when they're death skulls? No.
There is I think a custom, not kind of custom. Gosh, too many new words today.
Like a
Specialist mob. Yes, Orbital Gits, and it literally gives them OBSEC and -1 to be hit if they're next to an objective. I think is one of them.
Wow.
What?
Wait, what?
What?
Wait, this is actually really cool.
That's pretty weird.
Orbital Gits gains objective secured, while any other unit, excluding the Runt Herd, is within 3 inches of any Orbital Gits units. Each time a model in that unit makes a range attack, subtract 1. Oh, never mind. It's bad. So yeah, any of your units within 3 of them, except for the Runt Herd, get -1 to hit because these guys are so terrible.
What?
That's so weird. I think it's because they smell bad. Anyways, so you have to use up one of your specialist mobs to give a unit OBSEC, which is totally not worth
To
it.
give 1 grot unit OBSEC.
1 grot unit OBSEC. It's not even the 6-up invul anymore.
What's the max unit size for grots?
It's probably smaller than it
20?
was. 10 to 30. So
30.
it's still big.
A lot of grots. I don't know why I asked that question, but that's a lot of grots. Thank you, BC. So Titans, what are your biggest flavor wins and losses from the 9th edition Orc Codex so far?
So losses, of course, Green Tide,
Uh-huh.
more DACA. I'm sad about that.
Yeah.
Those are the only things I can think about that we've lost, honestly.
Flavor win?
Oh, you know what, actually? You know what the biggest loss is? Flying Ed Butt is officially gone.
Good. Oh my God. That was such a stupid strat.
What did that
Flying
do?
Ed Butt was the aircraft at the end of the movement phase. Just blows up. And so what I would do is I would take the Burn Obama, that when it blows up, it's a flat 3 mortal wounds to every unit within 6. So I've literally done, what was it was 42 mortal wounds in one turn to Brian.
100,000 mortal wounds.
And he immediately wrote to Games Workshop and they're like, that's going to be a problem. We need to fix this. So yeah, it's gone. Sorry,
He
guys.
just clipped that video and sent the clip to Games Workshop, and they were like, "Oh, that does seem
I'm
like
not
a
going to
problem."
say it's our fault, but it's probably our
That
fault.
seems bad. But flavor wins.
Flavor wins. There's so many flavor wins, right? You guys have any?
I mean, all the relics and willow traits that make war bosses like total
They're bosses.
unkillable
Yeah.
monsters.
It feels like it should be that way.
Yeah.
The grappling gun that like they can't move away from you is dope. There's a lot of like cool the amount of random, like you look at something like a Doomsday Arc and you're like that doesn't seem like it should be totally unreliable and random.
Yeah.
But you look at like most orc guns and you're like, that should get D6 shots for D6 damage.
Yeah.
I agree.
Exactly.
I concur. Like,
Exactly.
This is correct.
And yet they're still pretty good. Like there's enough volume. Like we talked
Yeah.
about the mech guns earlier. Like, oh, it's like a Doomsday arc. But it's
35 points, yeah.
And so you can have a bunch of them, and like the math ends up being appropriate.
Yeah.
I totally, and we talked about careen earlier, where when your vehicles explodes, they can drive into something.
That's awesome.
That's definitely a flavor win.
It's so flavorful. There's a lot of like flavor things that are in kind of the like not amazing strat category. They're just like cool. I love Cloud of Smoke. That's the -1 to be hit because it actually isn't a bubble. So if you're running a full Speed Freaks army, it's 2 CP because it's from everything around.
Super value,
And that's just because the dust and the smoke is going to
That's
come
how
around.
it should be. It should be an aura.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be an aura. So
It should be a thing where like if you have enough in the speed wall, like
Yes.
enough vehicles, the smoke picks up and you just get it for free.
So the war bikers now inherently do have Cloud of Smoke. So they are always -1 to shoot
yeah.
because of that. It's just like around them all the time.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Martin. OMG, it's Bridger's birthday.
Birthday!
This is going to be amazing. There's so many things we can all send to him in the mail. Epic news. Oh, and happy birthday. Thanks.
Happy day, Kalu
Do
Kalay.
it.
What?
I didn't catch it.
Alice in
that-
Wonderland?
What happened?
Alice in Wonderland.
Oh.
It's this is Happy Day, Kalu Kalay.
the twins. That's the twins, right?
I don't remember who says it, but
That's the birthday party. It's the twins and the rabbit.
no, I think so. It's that like poem that's not actually Happy Birthday. It's just it's about a joyous day.
Oh, okay,
celebrate
okay.
Kalu
Yeah.
Kalay. Something like that. Someone in chat knows.
I got you.
Someone knows what I'm talking about.
Someone
out
somewhere.
Someone got it.
Someone got it. Thank you, Broken Chef. I adore the idea of a Grodd army. Is it doable with the new codex?
Good question. So as always, well, here's one thing. Grot tanks, they have Ramshackle. So that's really cool.
Oh.
So we'll have to play them soon. That's genuinely interesting. The Grots, as we just mentioned,
we should
did
get
get
them back on the channel.
Yeah, we should. They did get worse, but if you really want to play all Grots, take three patrols. You have 1 unit of Orbital Gits in each of them, so that's 3 Obsec Grots. And like,
Is there a restriction on the amount of the unit size on the specialist detachment?
good question. I don't think so.
Because you know how
Yeah.
for Drukhari it's 10. You can't take like a 20 squad of witches that are blood brides, right?
Right.
Hitting on 2s and
You would?
You would if
yeah, I
you
would.
could.
100%. I don't think so though. I think you
because
just upgrade
30 grots obsec
Yeah, that's cool.
or 90 I should say.
90.
No, only I got you. 30 and then 30 of something else, and then a 30 of something else.
How good are Killicans?
Pretty similar. I was okay. So this is in the category of units that we just need to try them to see. It's them and Death Dreads. Like Death Dreads are super cheap now. It's like 85 points for a Death Dread. Killicans, T5, 5 wounds, 3 up armor. They are Ramshackle. Still only weapon skill 4. They move only 6. And then let's take a look at the points real quick. As I remember, it was like fine, which again is totally fine.
I'd pay like 45 points for that.
What I would encourage you, depends how competitive you want to be, right? Brian always makes a suggestion of like units that have grots or grot heavy units, like the scrap
Buggies.
jets and buggies that have like half the shots are from grots. The rocket truck squig buggy, for example. Killicans, 40 points.
That's
That's good. I like that actually.
Sounds fine.
Yeah. Scorchers and rockets cost extra, which means what's free? The Grot Zuka, which is hilarious. It's 2d3, strength 6, 0 AP, 1 damage blast. But it also means just two claws are free.
And they're
So 40 points for that.
for the strength.
So it'll be, if you take 2 of them, or no, yeah, it'll be strength 8 minus 3 for 3. I think they got better.
Wow.
And
On a 40-point in on 4s?
yeah.
How many attacks?
3, 4 if you have 3 more in the unit. And there's a custom job here.
That's saucy.
I kind of like it, actually. Let's take a look. Wait, does that mean you can do ramming speed with them now, too?
Are they vehicle? Yeah.
Yeah, but before you couldn't because they're grots.
Oh, yeah.
So again, if anyone knows why you couldn't do
3d6
that,
charge with the strength 8, AP 3, 3. This is a good unit.
yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Let's see, what else? Dude, there's so the custom jobs, talk about flavor, real quick. Just take a moment. Shaka Hall. Rewired batteries ensure that careless enemies get a nasty surprise if they come too close. You put it on any vehicle, and then anytime after someone's done attacking them, you just roll the dice on the 4+, they take D3 mortal wounds. And they're like, like, that's amazing. Stomp-o-matic pistons. This is for the big dreads and stuff. +3 movement, +1 to advance. And then I thought the...
+3 move is a lot.
Well, remember, yeah. The death dreads they're old style dreads, so they move 6 normally. So it's almost essential.
So it puts them up to normal,
Yeah.
like, Redemptor speed.
And the big guys are also slow, unfortunately. I thought there was something you could put... Like, you could put Shockahole onto your dudes, but... Anyways. Now I'm just looking through.
I mean, the 3d6 charge with Strength 8, AP3, 3 damage, combat for 40 points a model. I'm into it.
I also like, putting them in reserve or teleporter. And you take a unit of 6.
Are they core?
No.
Okay, so you can't jump them.
You can teleport them, though.
Right.
Literally. Or outflank them.
I mean, I'm into it.
I think it's pretty cool.
I think Grout Army is totally doable.
Yeah.
You should struggle with OBSEC. That's the only thing.
Yeah. Which is
Grout's
ironic.
no longer
It used
OBSEC.
to be the thing, yeah.
Thanks, damn it. Love all y'all do. I'm very happy with how the Orc Codex is looking. Thanks to the Discord and Papa Bear for finding me a Beast Snagabox.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice. Congrats.
That's
That's
great.
great.
We've been really touched by the community's
And it's
efforts.
rough on the streets out there.
Yeah,
man.
help each other out. Help get connections, stuff like that.
Thanks, Ape of Justice. Evening, you gits. Thanks for the stream. Sent my Titan Watch models off today. Forgot to put a note in the box, but I hope you enjoy them. Whoa! I'm so excited for Titan Watch. It's such a cool project.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, seeing the first model come in that I've seen at least, it looks amazing.
And with the story, like that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Right.
Is like our viewers are on the table.
Right. Yeah. Put some of your personality into it. You put some of yourself in there. You
Put
know?
your heart and soul.
I wanna see it. Yeah.
John would like paint weeb, like weeb stuff. He would paint
I want them.
things on models.
Yeah. We need a kill team that is all kawaii eyes for Johnny.
Oh no.
They're like, quite this thing.
But remember, it has to be able to be shown on the channel, so don't go too crazy.
I said anime, not.
Yeah. What,
No, but like
you
I've
go?
seen our
That's
Discord,
a bad
man. No,
stigma.
I've seen our Discord.
yeah. If you scroll all the way down.
Look, this is nothing that would go into hashtag heresy posting.
Right.
No heresy posting.
Oh,
No heresy
man.
posting. I mean, you can, but keep it there, not.
Heresy posting belongs in heresy posting.
Yeah. Don't let
Exactly.
it spill over.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jacob. It feels like Necrons have a good matchup against Orcs. I've really come to love Ophidian Destroyers, and my list been running 12 lately, and they've been doing work.
Pause. Remember the other day when we were confused about MU from Jacob?
Uh-huh.
So this, in the context of the sentence, you just knew immediately it was a matchup.
Yeah, because the word following immediately is versus. So, like, that's just like...
No, I know. That kind of answers our
Was
question.
it matchup from last time?
And it was Jacob.
No way.
Oh.
Yeah. It was the same exact, but he just said I tried the MU, so it was the
Oh,
matchup.
try the match.
So it
oh,
was
wow.
referring to what we were talking about, what Jacob and I had discussed, but it wasn't in the context of here.
Huh.
Anyways, that was interesting. A little cognitive lesson we just learned there.
Yeah. Context clues. If you guys give me context clues, I can read all your nonsense. You can misspell everything. If I can piece it together with context, we got it.
Yeah.
Necrons and Orcs. Okay, so Necrons have a lot of Strength 5 shooting,
Yeah.
Right.
which is still -1 to wound when they go to T5, like because they were going to wound you on 3s. But they have a lot of like AP 1 and 2. They have a lot of Strength 5 and 6 combat as well.
Which is also, he talks about the Ophidian Destroyers. Fast, good combat against Orcs. Yeah, I totally agree, Jacob. And I'm really, really happy to see using the Ophidians because they're such cool models.
They have a lot of attacks. That's like their thing.
Yeah, they're actually kind of coming back.
That's cool.
It's one of those things, like everything comes around the meta, which we discussed
Right.
when.
That's
you know,
exciting. With
you know?
the more codexes coming out, hopefully it really rounds out the rest of the codexes that people are throwing shade on. You know?
Yep, totally agree.
Thanks again, Martin. Can we have a TTT Kill Team tournament? Please, such fun. That
cool.
would be much easier to arrange than
what?
a full 40K TTT tournament.
Really?
Yeah, because it's faster. The games are very short.
Okay.
They're like 20 to 30 minute games. We could have it done in a day. Like if everybody showed up for a day, we could have a tournament done in a day. for Kill Team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a game we don't know, and
Yeah.
if it was
I
actually
would
turn
have
in
to
style,
learn.
you're probably playing best 2 out of 3.
Oh, I mean, we would have to
Yeah.
get good at the game, but
I'm not, yeah. That's a lot of work, Bridget. I'm definitely not saying no. I just think it's a lot.
we'll think about it. Keep it in the back of our head. We'll see how much we like. Because again, the full rules of new Kill Team aren't out yet. We don't know.
Yeah, something the reveal for tomorrow will just like erase everything that Bridger said.
Yeah, if the missions
I don't know
are
what's
like,
coming out tomorrow. Don't at me.
If the missions are like hold 6 objectives, I'm out. Like I'm just,
Yeah.
we're not playing that game. I get 2 models, guys. Come on.
James is like, what?
You know I can't do that.
No problem. Just play a bunch of guardsmen.
Thanks, Tyler. Evil Sun's Death Dread with Relic Red Macca's Redder. Thing.
Yep. Keep going.
Orchematic Pistons and Ramming Speed for 12-inch move, 3d6 charge, Kill Rig plus Relic Beast Hide, and Shaka Hull.
Yeah.
That's the one you were just.
It is. Yeah. And the Beast Hide is so here's the cool one thing at a time. We'll talk about the Beast Hide because we're there. But because the Kill Tank has a Warboy on it, which means that is a character. That huge tank is a character.
Okay.
They were smart / mean. And on the list of warlord traits, it's like, oh, if you're this character, you have to take this.
Yeah.
The Kill Rig has to take a specific warlord trait, which means you actually can't have like all 3 of them with different warlord traits, which is a bummer. But you can still give them relics. And there's a lot of relics in this book that can be taken by vehicles.
Nice.
I don't know if this one's one of them, though. Yeah, it says Beast Snagger
Is that
model
the only character vehicle?
in this book? No, the Death Killer Wartrike. So, sadly, you actually can't take it because it says Beast Snagger model only, but it doesn't give you the exception to vehicles. Unlike the other one that you mentioned for Evil Sons.
Yeah.
This is Resmeka's Redder Paint, and this one says Evil Sons model only. This relic can be taken by a vehicle model. And this is plus 2-inch movement, and this is actually really good. Plus 2-inch movement and fight last in engagement range.
Oh,
wow.
Big deal.
So yeah, that's how's it, like actually something that I haven't really researched yet.
Yeah.
How's the fight last in the Ork Codex? Is that
This is it.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the one.
So you can see why I'm kind of like, you kind of want as many clans as you can.
Right.
Because this is not a strat, but it's a relic, which means you can do it.
Would you put that on the trike or the Kill Tank?
Or the Warboss on bike.
Oh, you can have it on just a normal guy.
Yeah, you just can take it on a vehicle.
Huh.
But
a Warboss, I feel they could go either way. A Warboss could be like a utility pick, but I just see them as so lethal
yeah,
that you want to put the durability stuff on them and let them be lethal twice.
it's true. It's also positioning though.
Can the trike boss do Waz? Can he do speed wall?
Yeah, he's a Warboss. Actually, is he actually a Warboss? He got way better. So
He did?
you know how he was a joke before?
He was. Yep.
He was a joke, and now he's actually really good. So, let's see. I love this deep dive stuff. It's great. So he is T6, 8 wounds, 4 up armor, 5 plus invuln. He doesn't have the Warboss keyword, which I kind of like, actually. Because remember, you can only have one Warboss per detachment.
Yeah.
So I actually like that. And then the Snagger Claw, so he's 5 attacks. It's going to be Strength 7, -2 for 2, re-rolling to wound. It's quite good.
Interesting.
So, fan of him. And, sorry, Tyler, this specific one was Death Dread with Red Mechas.
Redder Paint, Orchematic Pistons, Ramming Speed for 12-inch move, 3d6 charge.
Well, here's my question. You can't... Yeah, sadly, I think this one still doesn't work. Because there's no strat to give a non-character a relic. This is a relic.
A relic.
So, wouldn't work on them, I think, but it works on all this other stuff that we mentioned. Can get a Warboss up to speed, yeah. I don't think any of the Forge World guys, like those dreads, are characters. But these are both amazing things that you pointed out. It's just, you gotta figure out where to put them on. Like this fight last, that's one of the reasons you can take a detachment of Evil Sons.
Yeah.
Real good.
We might start seeing 3 detachment orcs, which you end up spending a lot of CP. You'll start the game with no... But if your strats aren't worth it,
Right.
if you spend all your CP pregame, that's fine.
Like they're not great. I don't know if you saw, so Brad Chester was playing them the other day, and he was 3 detachments. I think he was doing Evil Sons. He was doing snake bites, and death skulls. Or no, one of these was
Wait.
blood axes.
You can only get clan strats and relics from the... Oh, relics you can also only get from your warlord.
Wow. That's such a weird
I have to like read around the
restriction,
camera.
Yeah.
There's like a camera directly between me and chat.
That's so.
I guess
so
that's
weird.
true.
It's so. That's a weird.
Why, James?
This is a weird... I really hope they don't make this a precedent moving forward, because this is a weird precedent to set halfway through an edition.
Right, and it's so. It seems so flippy floppy to me that like
so
it has to
late.
be an orc flavored thing. Like it centers around the war boss, I guess. You know.
It doesn't feel very orky to me, though.
Well, the main thing is, I think this is what they would want, but the problem is the rest of the book, like, it doesn't encourage you to do that. And I don't think that's by design, personally. I'll go out on a limb and say that.
A little
I
confused.
don't like this. This feels bad to me.
It's too restricted.
This is like, I don't want this moving forward.
No, I don't like it either. I'm thinking about combos now. You know, it's like, okay, so if you could only get one, which one would it be? You know, thinking
Like, who do you
is
put your
great.
warlord in?
Yeah. So you really want a combo of these things, which it wouldn't be death skulls because really the only good thing about them is their chapter tactic. So that's cool, actually. Very interesting, and I agree. I also don't like it.
Yeah, well.
Who is that from? Magnus. Thanks,
Magnus,
Magnus. We
yeah.
appreciate it. Even though those grim tidings you bring us,
That's...
Yeah, it's a significant bummer.
right? So it's got to be blood axes then. The redeploy and the thinking cap, and then everyone else is just friends. I don't know. Food for thought.
All right, thanks, damn it. When are we going to get... Did I? No, okay. I didn't read this. When are we going to get a Tabletop Titans gaming channel? I really want to watch y'all play Total War Warhammer and Dark and Vermintide. We have never played Vermintide together
We have not.
at any point.
It's easy to pick up, right? Like
Ever.
it's very.
Oh yeah.
It's just
for
Left 4
sure.
Dead, skinned as Warhammer.
Yeah. No, for sure.
We should do that.
We should totally play. I'm down. I don't know where we would do it, but we definitely want to in the future.
Yeah,
few
what's
games
the
we talked about.
logistics there? How you would need a setup, right?
We would
At
need
least
a
one of
setup.
us.
I think it's pretty feasible from a technical perspective. It's more like where would the content go?
Yeah.
Oh sure.
Probably its own channel.
Yeah, but when I guess for the random times we're gonna do that, we're not gonna.
It would just be a passion project. It's just like we want to play
Right.
Vermintide or we want to play Total War, which
Yeah.
is not a co-op. I mean, it's a co-op, but it's not a co-op.
Which one? Total War?
Total War is not a... I
yeah,
mean, it's
it's
co-op,
gonna
but it's
be-
not co-op.
Well, we
but it's
hang out
co-op.
and just talk all the time.
We could
on
just hang
stream.
out and talk. We could make like a video game channel. I don't think we would like hit it big playing video games. Like we're not.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we would. I
There's
don't know.
not a lot
but
of people doing that right now.
That
so.
wouldn't be why we would do it.
Yeah. No,
we
you're
would just
right.
do it for fun.
You're
course,
right. That's
yeah.
a good point. That's a good point.
But then it raises the question of like, well, couldn't we just be doing more other like?
Yeah.
Could we be doing AOS? Could we be doing Kill Team?
Well, it's
Could
like
we
you
be
said.
doing? Yeah.
And it's like it was like the thing with the magic thing. It's like no, it's not.
It's not a zero-sum game.
It's not a zero-sum game.
Yeah.
We just would want to do that. So I highly expect us to do this at some point.
Yeah, we will have to set up a channel.
At a minimum, we just need to play those games.
Yeah, we just got to get together and play Vermintide.
Yeah, man.
Screw chat. We'll just play Vermintide.
Yeah.
Thanks, Andy. What are your thoughts on CSM versus Orks? Orks are T5 and CSM have a lot of strength 4.
I'm trying to think. What would you take as?
At CSM.
Yeah.
Chain gun havocs.
Chain gun havocs. Yeah. Very expensive. So strength 6 minus 1 for 1.
So they get no save if you're strength 6. It's like the right. If you're dealing with boys, but it's not a good trade.
No, it's not a good trade.
It's not a good
It's
trade.
not a good trade.
But you're T5, they're T5. You could be like T5 buddies, and then you fist
Yeah.
bump.
Like
You walk
obliterators
away.
are always good.
Obliterators are always good.
Noise Marines are good because they ignore cover. You can take them to damage 2, but not when you're shooting at Ramshackle.
Do they? They're not strength 8 when they.
Huh? No, the regular gun is
Well,
just
the-
strength 5. The
Oh.
big gun is high strength, strength 8. So that's
Yeah.
actually good. That is good. And just be obnoxious for them to kill, right? They'll be like, oh, you can shoot me, but then we're going to shoot you back again. What else? What else? All the tagging stuff doesn't work. You can play the trading game with them. That's how I honestly would. If I was really, really trying to play a CSM right now, I'd play the trading game. I'd have like units of Chaos Spawn and Raptors and stuff like that. And so you don't have to, expose 5 intercessors 100 points or whatever. You can. It can be a few. It can be Raptors that kill them and also take the point. Now that your opponent has to kill those in addition, and you're not just shooting them off the point, which is kind of a half measure, right? So things like that probably I would look at. Emperor's Children would be great into them, honestly, for the auto charge and all that good stuff.
Thanks, Martin. Can you guys explain what all the old world news is? Are they making new non-high fantasy models like Old Bretonia? What's happening? I'm confused.
It's okay, Martin.
So not too much has actually been said.
Not very much at all. Like, they had 3 paragraphs.
Right. They had 1 page. There was like 4 talking points, like 4 bullets essentially, and one of the bullets was, yes, square bases. It was like not a real bullet.
Yeah.
So all we know is they're bringing back old Warhammer Fantasy with some combination of the old fantasy rules.
From various editions.
From various editions. Like we
There'll
don't.
be some spin on it.
None of it means anything, but they are bringing back old fantasy, and you can play with your old models. So if you have Bretonia, I think you can play it. They didn't say anything about new models. I can't imagine why they would do this without making new models.
Yeah. Plus, they also talked about what are they? Not Kiev. It is basically Kiev, which is an actual place, but also basically one of the cities they use. Anyways.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
The
North dudes.
The North, like Cossack Russian kind of people.
Like you look at that and you say the timing is too perfect
with Total War.
With Total War 3.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like which came first? Who knew in the boardroom? Like did Total War 1 like pop off and they were like, okay, make a second one. We'll come back in a couple years. Second one popped off. Everybody loves it. They're like, all right, you can make a third one. Go for it. And we're going to time. It's going to be like 1-2 punch. We're going to bring back fantasy. Like, is that what happened in the board? What happened? I want to be a fly on the wall in that boardroom.
Yeah, I would love to know.
Because maybe they knew about bringing back Warhammer Fantasy with the Cossacks. And then Total War 3 was like, oh, that's cool. We'll do that. Like, who knows? How did they...
I think that's Kislev. That's what it is.
Yes,
Yeah,
Kislev.
I think it's totally planned. I don't think that the release of Total War 3 will be at the same time as the release of this other game.
No, but it's going to be like a 1-2 punch. I think it's going to be like...
It's building hype.
It's convenient,
for it, right?
yeah.
I totally agree.
I'm excited.
That's all we know, pretty much.
I'm excited for both, to be honest.
And it's in a specific time period, obviously before the end times. Like 800, 600 years before, I think they said.
Did they say?
They said, yeah.
Oh.
And so it's in a specific time period, and there's like an expanded map and everything, especially with the northern kind of wastes and realms. Yeah.
I would have been cool with them just having a new lore. Like all the same factions in a different place, I would have been fine with it.
What?
I mean, I didn't live through the old fantasy lore.
You can't not have the old world.
I know people are
the
like,
old world.
I know
It's
people
called
are
the old world.
very attached to the old world.
Yeah.
Because they lived through it, but I didn't live through it. And I'm like, I don't know, do whatever you want, man. It's all cool.
There's also, but there's something about a map and fighting over actual land that
Yes, they should do
grounds
that.
everything.
Yeah.
They finally starting to learn that with Sigmar. They're like, wait, we're gonna fight in Gur, and like it'll be a whole thing. But it's
They
old
learned
Sigmar.
it, but they didn't really
no, I know.
get it right. They just
they're
drew a
getting closer.
giant wasteland and they were like, this is Gur. Fight.
Yeah, they're working on it.
Man, people keep adding me in chat. Guys, I can't read it. There's a camera right.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the camera.
And it's too far from me.
And it's right in front of chat. I can't. I'm sorry. That's my bad. I put the camera in the wrong spot. That's on me.
Mr. Something is saying basically yes, it was a intentional effort. That's a collaboration between the two of them. I don't know if we know that or they're just confirming.
Maybe they work for. What's the company that makes Total War?
EA?
No. EA might be the publisher, but
No, it's CA, Creative Assembly.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah, sorry.
Maybe they work for CA.
I don't like saying EA.
Thanks, Magnus. What's up, Kings? What do you think about the change to all the Big Macs getting 4-up ballistic skill and maybe a small return to the opportunist shock attack gun? Maybe adding custom job for it with 2d3 shots.
Yes, all yes. Yeah. So they're back to the BS4, which is great.
Oh, wow.
2d3 shots now. I'm sorry,
Huh.
there's a upgrade for 2d3 shots, which
Instead
is
of D6?
instead of d6. Like if you're gonna do it, you do that.
Do you think they're going to make another relic shock attack gun? Or do you think
They did. It's in here.
They did? No.
It's in Crusade though.
Okay. So they kind of learned it.
Scared
They
us for a
kind of
second.
learned
They're
it.
like half learned
Yeah,
though.
but it does exist. And the
That's the worst place for it. Why would you have a crusade?
I just assume it's not the same.
It's just like
I just saw. I was like, ooh.
you're in crusade. Have you ever wanted to throw models at your opponent?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna find it. But then there's that custom job, which is kind of like a lightweight version, right? So, antiquity relics, the souped up shaka.
Mm-hmm.
What?
What? Is it the same as it was
What?
before?
No, it's the same as a shaka with the custom job on it.
Oh.
It's just, yeah, it's 2d3 shots. Strength you still roll on.
Huh.
I guess this one's the mortal wounds proc, which still exists. This one gets a +1 to, unless that's also part of it. I don't think so. Well, I'm just curious.
Huh.
Anyways, it's cool. I don't think we're going to combine it often with the opportunistic something or other, which is the Death Skulls Warlord trait to shoot target characters, which used to be only within 18. Now it's only within 12.
Oh.
It's like
That makes it almost
That's
unusable.
like a, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we've seen that standard.
What are you going to do?
That makes it
Eventually.
basically unusable.
Yeah. No, it's basically unusable. It's like a cute thing.
It's incidental. When you use it, you're like, oh, I guess I can shoot a character.
You're like
right
riding
now.
up on your Squigosaur and your thump gun can go in.
Right.
Now, should we find a way to make this work so we can kill AdMech characters? Absolutely, because that would be sick. If only he could be a truck boy as well. But then he wouldn't be a Death Skull, so
Right.
yeah.
But yeah, the 4-up ballistic skill is really big on mech guns.
That's a big deal, right?
Man,
it's like
there's-
it's such a crazy change.
I don't know. As we've been talking, I've been finding more and more Necron things where it's like, man, they almost got it, but they just didn't. they were so close.
Right?
They just. Why do you lose your clan when you're a truck boy? Why? Why?
I know.
Why though? But like, why?
So much bummers.
What was the point in that?
I'm more sad about the Warlord trait and relic thing.
That's another thing where they Necroned it. They were like,
It is a Necron.
we have a great idea. Take it down 10%. Move on. Ship it. Right? Like.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks BC. So the big bugbear in the room, morale. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, morale's tougher. So Breaking Eds is now strat, and it costs 2 command points.
So it's an upgraded autopath.
Or a downgraded one.
Well,
It's a downgraded.
Sideways.
yeah, wait.
Side grade.
Well, you can do
You
it.
can do it twice.
You can do it multiple
basically.
times.
Yes.
But that's 4 CP.
And you have to do D3 mortal, take D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
It sucks, honestly. Gaz makes you ignore the attrition,
Penalty?
I believe.
Weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not fearless. Even the stomp, I think that's what he does because he used to make people fear. Like it's this giant totem.
Huh.
So honestly, that does suck, and I think that's really going to influence the design. I'm not looking at many lists with big units. We'll try the big tons of boys, but I'm not super convinced. I am looking at some big squads of beast snaggers, but even just like 10 beast snaggers fits in the kill tank. But you can put beast snaggers, I believe, in battle wagons. You just can't do the other way. So you could put.
Can't put a battle wagon in a beast snagger.
That too.
You're not wrong. You can't put regular boys in a kill tank transport.
Right.
But you can put 20 beast snaggers in there. So that's like the biggest kind of horde I'm looking at, which is as big as you can take beast snaggers, anyways. So I don't know.
I'm not super worried about morale. Like, what are you gonna lose 5 boys? To morale?
Does attrition modifiers count for the below half?
That's a modifier.
So for the 2. So now it's just a 1 always.
With gas, yeah.
Yeah.
With gas. Yeah.
But like, you'll lose. You're not gonna.
I'm nervous.
Morale is so much more forgiving in 9th than it was in 8th.
That's true.
We're kind of gun shy from 8th morale, where it's like you could lose 10 boys
Yeah.
like that. Like
true.
they would kill half the squad,
Yeah.
and if those boys were alone, you would just lose the other half of the squad. You know, like
Yeah.
We're spoiled.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't think morale is going to be the downfall. It's a nerf. It certainly is a nerf that they lost all their morale
Oh,
shenanigans.
for sure.
But it's not a huge weakness, I think, of the army.
Yeah.
Thanks, Martin, for Bridger's birthday game on Tuesday. Could he play Custodes? But he's allowed to trial some rules for them that he thinks genuinely should have in 9th. I'm not playing Tuesday. I'm playing Saturday.
Do you want to play Tuesday?
No.
You can if you want.
No.
If you want to.
That's all right.
You
No,
want to
that's-
play Orks?
That's it. I'm on it. No, I don't like.
No.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna. No, I don't think we're gonna play with made-up rules. That's not what we do here.
That might
That would
put a
upset.
couple
It
people.
could easily get out of
That would
hand.
upset some
One or
people.
two
with
people.
Bridger's Cassettes.
Yeah.
I don't think. No, I don't think that's.
He's considering it. It's really churning around in his head.
No, that seems like a real bad idea for so many different reasons. Thank you, Daminit. Now that we have the Orc book, how are some of the Forge World Orc units looking? Are Gargantuan Squiggoths going to be the new meta unit? Any standout Forge World units? Wait, did Gargantuan Squiggoths change at all?
Yes, because now you can take them with a Gorkanaut and a Morkanaut in a super heavy detachment, and they all get their chapter tactics. Yay! Which is genuine. I'm actually excited. I sound like I'm joking.
Okay.
It's like an actual cute thing.
Wait, but which chapter tactic helps Squiggoths?
All of them. Fall back and charge or shoot. They're Titanic. They
It'll
can do that already.
It can, not only can they already do that, but they will still just die in one turn.
Look.
2 bolters.
You know, Bridger, I don't appreciate your negativity here.
Well, like we've seen it on the channel. They will die in one turn to bolters.
I like how we were so optimistic about Orcs in the beginning. When we first sat down on the couch,
No, it's
There's
just
been a
Squiggoths.
slab
of- It's just like-
Squiggoths
it's
are just
trickling
like
down.
not.
chat's getting to us. Stay
Look,
positive, guys.
But the Stompa.
do they have the squig keyword? Because then they're +1 to wound.
But the Stompa in a super heavy and getting your trait.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which trait would you give a Stompa?
That's hard.
Because now we can actually take Stompas, guys. We can take a super heavy detachment. No, you're next, Requiem. Don't worry. That one I can actually kind of read around the camera because you're the. Anyway, a Stompa you can actually take in a super heavy detachment now, not Nox, because you can take a Morkanaut or Gorkanaut and another Morkanaut or Gorkanaut and a Stompa. Right? You make the detachment. You keep your clan. You could probably give a Stompa a Warlord trait or a custom job of some kind.
No.
Nope. All right.
There used to be a custom job for Stompas that was like,
In a campaign book that went away.
no, it's gone. But it was really fun because it was so good. It was like, if you're going to run a Stompa, you will always take this. It was so funny.
Right.
I'd probably make him Bad Moon still, honestly.
Real one.
Shooty.
6s get extra AP, and then they get their new showing off, which used to be the double shoot, is now just gives you exploding 6s.
Huh.
Wait,
They don't reroll ones anymore?
No. So they get +6 inches to the range of their Daka and heavy weapons, and then they get 6s to wound, get an extra AP.
Neither of those are very good.
No.
Okay.
That's why I don't like them
All
usually.
right. I
But-
regret mentioning the Stompa.
But for the Stompa, that's cute.
I regret.
Or you make them Death Skulls and
All
you get
my
a
life
single
decisions.
reroll.
I regret all of my life decisions. I'm sorry, chat. Forge World Orcs. Turn around.
No, hold on.
Don't go that way.
We're talking about, so the bike is still amazing.
Okay.
Biker Boss.
Yeah.
The Grot Tanks genuinely got better.
Oh, those. Yeah.
Grot Tanks are even more interesting. They were already kind of interesting, but now with the new Ramshackle,
Yeah.
I think that's pretty sweet. That's it. No, I don't know. I haven't given too much thought to the other ones yet because, but you notice, of course, that they have. There's a couple rules in there that still need to be fixed. Like they all have Daka, which is not a thing anymore. But largely they were like, here you have Ramshackle or whatever, and it didn't explain what those do because now it does something different. And it kind of seamlessly works with them immediately. So, like the Tantalus not having power from pain for a month or two. So, anyways,
They removed the chin arc, right? That's gone. I think it's gone.
I think it might be gone. People were really upset.
Yeah. Thanks, Requiem. Greetings from the UK. 1 a.m. But finally, the pun struck.
Yeah.
Nurgle Orcs, Morktarian,
Morktarian.
Gangrenork,
Oh my God.
Snot Skull, Throat Coffa. That's a good one. Ebolork.
Oh my God.
Tuberculosis.
Oh, it's so good.
Brutal but coffin. That's amazing.
These are amazing.
It just got better as it.
Oh my God.
That's really good.
Wow. Was Requiem the person asking earlier?
No.
All right. Well, we need to find them and let them know.
That's all I was
Requiem has
scrolling.
struck gold.
Yes, Requiem has struck gold. Who? Oh,
Those
it
are
was
so good.
Island. I think it was Island. It was Island. Which, if you're still here, although
It was Island.
I think you're in a time zone where it would be unreasonable to still be watching. But
I mean,
The
Requiem
weekend.
says 1 a.m., but
somebody ping Island at some point. Maybe not now, but at some point, timestamp this. Send him these
yeah.
these good puns. These are good puns. Thank you, Magnus. Sorry about the bad news, dudes. Do you think James meant the warlord thing? Meant like if you use the big boss strat on a character from a clan to get the strats and relics, Zogrod also has fight last.
What?
So he's saying if you use the strat to give a warlord trait, would that count for the relic thing? I don't think so. Warlord means warlord.
No, this is the Drakari problem, which has been I stopped following it honestly. I'm in a chat with a lot of Eldar players and good Eldar players like Sean Naden and others, and it's just been debated so many times and it's changed so many times with TO rulings as far as like Cult of Strife says you can only pick these relics if your warlord is Cult of Strife, but then also in the paragraph it says that these are basically relics. So then does the strat let you take that relic because is the requirement only for your free relic, and then does the strat work to just get you whatever?
Yeah.
Yes, no, maybe so sometimes, and I honestly can't remember where it's landed. So this may be true, and I'll have to do some. I will do research because it's a big deal for the army.
Yeah.
Being able to do it or not do it. So I will find out, Magnus. Maybe you don't have to super chat again, but maybe later on this week message and we can bring it up during a chat.
Have a nice little chit chat.
Yeah. So I'll look into it, and if anyone knows, let us know.
And then Zogrod has fight last. I don't know who that is, but
Oh yeah, let's take a look. Oh right. Yeah, I'm not even gonna open this book. Zogrod has fight last, but only for monsters,
oh,
and it's not automatic.
there
So-
aren't many monsters in the game right now
Yeah, I mean
that see play.
Talos.
Yeah, Talos, Kronos, I guess. Could be good.
Tyranids.
Yeah, I was gonna say like all of Tyranids.
That's what I'm worried about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish Zogrod just.
You had this like totally dead facial expression. It was like, that's what I'm worried about.
Sorry.
Savage.
I wish they just give him a regular fight last. Because in the article, they're like, oh, how powerful is it to fight someone last? And we're like, yes. And they're like, yeah, it's only on monsters.
Follows the
And we're like,
narrative.
"Ah,
I
cool."
mean,
Yeah.
Is he like a monster hunter or something?
It's the guy with the hair you were looking at. Because he's the guy with the mega prodder.
with the hair squigs.
And he makes the souped up grots.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks again, Magnus. Real-ish. I think freebooters are the best overall because their warlord trait, strat, and culture. Taking away OBSEC and giving OBSEC is wild.
Yeah.
They do that? You didn't tell me that.
I am sorry, yeah. This is actually the best thing about them.
freebooters are the one that kill something, they get +1 to hit.
Yeah. Which is,
To everyone now.
yeah,
cool.
it's the whole army. So they're so weird because it's a good ability, but it's so meta dependent. Like that has always been the problem with freebooters is like, is everyone AdMech with 20 invincible guys? Like, how are you
Yeah.
going to get that proc off of that one unit?
Right. Or you like super MSU where I can
Yeah.
easily pick up a kill and
Exactly.
then get buffed up. Yeah.
So that is such a meta question. But the other things are genuinely amazing. The warlord trait I don't love. Killer reputation, that's cool. Enemy units within 3, -1 leadership, -1 to combat attrition, and then +1 leadership to freebooters within 6. But get to loot 1 CP. Starting your command phase, very important. Give one of your freebooters infantry objective secured. Amazing.
Nice.
And then the relic, the Bad Skull Banner, in a freebooters model only. You can put this on a vehicle, and while an enemy unit is within 6 of the bear, it loses objective secured.
Wow.
Oh,
6
amazing.
inches, yeah.
That's
So
pretty good.
No, I think they're super interesting, for sure. Right?
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah.
I've always liked freebooters.
They're so cool. Who doesn't love pirate orcs?
Right?
Who doesn't like pirate ogres? Zach. Zach doesn't like
Zach
pirate
doesn't
ogres.
like pirate ogres. He doesn't even like ninja ogres.
He doesn't like any of the man-eaters.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer.
He
And I'm
doesn't
going to
even
make him
like
paint
opera
them.
singer ogres. What else is there?
There's a bearded lady ogre.
Bearded lady ogre. What's up with that, Zach?
Yeah.
Why is he
Why
a
don't
hater?
you like bearded lady ogres, Zach?
Just a hater.
Just a hater. He doesn't like the Mongol warlord ogre
Wow.
man-eater.
Messed up.
Yeah.
Look, he thinks ogres don't have cultures or something?
I bet he doesn't.
Probably not.
Let's not start that again. Chat was going. They were getting feisty. They're getting real. They're getting into it.
Good chat.
Thanks again, Martin. As Bridger's TTT apprenticeship continues, what new armies is he learning? Will he play any of them on their codex launch days? He needs a challenge.
You can play Grey Knights on launch.
Pass.
Somebody's gonna have to
Hard
jump on that
pass.
grenade, guys.
Hard
I'm
pass.
just saying.
It won't be me.
I think I was talking in Discord. I think they wanted like a psychic off eventually, a battle of the wizards of sorts between Zach and myself.
A Wizzy War?
A Wizzy War.
Yeah, the Wizzy War.
Ah,
So you'll play Grey Knights, he'll play Thousand Suns?
Probably.
Because he is trying to get Thousand Suns done.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Dude, his paint schedule is like baffling.
I'm gonna try to wrangle him in to work on
so fast.
some Thousand Suns with me.
He's so efficient.
He's fast, but he also is like has a million projects.
I don't understand it.
So, because we're gonna, I feel
I
like,
don't know how he does it.
yeah,
I don't know.
I think you are gonna be the Grey Knights person though. Just to let you know.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Just passing
It's
the memo.
Basically, yeah, by the way, just to let you know,
good luck.
they're
You're that guy.
They're already very complicated.
and I imagine it'll only get more.
Yeah.
But
I like it. No, I dig the psychic phase, so I'm in.
Good.
they're very, even now they're very Eldar-like.
Yeah.
You're managing
They
all
are.
these things. So,
Yep.
and it'll be a new book, which means we'll want to play them more often. We were kind of waiting for the book to drop. So, there you go.
Boom.
Thanks again, Magnus. Second part of Opportunist is that every time an enemy vehicle dies within 6 inches, you gain a CP.
An opportunist was.
That's a Warlord trait, I assume?
This is the one targeting one that we talked about. The Death Skulls
Right,
one.
the 12
Oh.
You can snipe characters, and you get CP if you're like next to vehicles when they die.
Jeez, even
It's so
So
closer.
they're not related to each
Yeah.
other.
It's so weird. Look, I'm just saying.
What?
Something about Zodgrod and vehicles and monsters in the meta.
There's something there. Put it together.
Yeah.
Just don't. This book is like kind of Necron-y.
Don't say that about my book.
We just like what?
I just. The longer we look at it, the more it looks like a Necron codex.
No.
What are they doing? The one thing I will say is that the datasheet efficiency is well above the bar set by Necrons.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that if they changed on Necrons would be like tippy top tier again as well.
So
is
funny.
if
Yeah.
they just tweaked like numbers. Like if they just changed points a little bit or tweak a couple stats, Necrons would be back on top. And I think Orks have that efficiency.
Yeah.
So even if we say there are like stylistic choices that we aren't happy with, that's fine. They're still going to perform well. It's just like they kind of missed the mark on that one, but
Yeah.
still a strong book.
Yeah, no, look, the main thing still applies. It's still like, hey, you spend CP on detachments for specialists and extra warlord traits and relics, even just the regular ones, guys.
Yep.
They're still amazing. Yeah, just tech into the clan that does the most
like.
for what you want.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Thank you, Alexandra. Nothing to do with the game, but I wanted to ask this question forever. What do you think of deep striking feculent narwhals with strat to literally block certain parts of the board?
I think it's a powerful ability. You know.
You can do that?
Yeah, I believe you can, because they have the strat to deep strike a unit.
Death Guard?
No, demons.
Feculent. Oh.
Yeah, it's the tree.
Yeah, I was
I've
thinking,
only ever seen the tree with Death Guard. That's why I was.
Were they cheating or?
The feculent narwhal?
No, I played it with Death Guard.
That's
before.
Death Guard. Yeah.
No, it's demons.
But you can take it with Death Guard because there's a Nurgle keyword and then you have Nurgle army and blah, blah, blah. I've only ever seen it with Death Guard because, like, why would a demons player bring a feculent narwhal?
I guess it's really good.
For Nurgle stuff.
No, it is really good with Death Guard, but it gives your. We're getting off topic, but hold on, I need to kind of clear this up real quick.
pause.
Pause. Like if you're doing heavy plague bearers, which obviously isn't amazing now, but it was before, you can advance and charge off of it,
Yeah.
and fall back and charge off of it.
Yeah.
So you're just within seven, and same with the drones and stuff like that. So it's good.
Okay, so to answer the actual question, deep striking feculent narwhal has to move block.
I like it.
That's
Do you count the little? You mean? Is it to the model? Yeah,
So
it has to be.
technically,
a lot of steps.
yeah, and you can't walk over it because it's an enemy model.
It is an enemy model.
So you can, I think the blocking is pretty good, but I think also just combining with the ability to just drop in this amazing buff in anywhere, that's pretty good.
You still have to deep strike 9 inches away. So like,
true.
I'm
You can't-
just thinking about the number of things that have to go your way to pay off the however many points you spent on a tree and a detachment that costs you CP.
It might not cost you CP.
The attachment that might not, but you okay?
Because if he's taking it with demons, it's
okay. But so you have to spend CP to deep strike it. You have to spend points in your list and eat up a detachment to
What,
bring
you want
it.
it to be free? What is this, Sigmar? You're like, I'm outraged that you're paying points for this model. It's okay, so you clearly don't like it.
But then
Can you deep strike multiple? She's talking about multiple.
you have to pay CP every time.
I don't think you can take them as a unit, so it would be 2 CP per tree.
Yeah, right.
6 CP to do 3 of them.
So you spent 2 CP and like 100 points. How much is it? 200 points? 100 points?
This thing?
Yeah.
85.
Okay, so it's like 100 points and 2 CP, and then it deep strikes 9 inches away.
Yeah.
So you have to find a passageway between 2 buildings that is at least 9 inches from their army that you know they want to move through.
Yeah.
And you can't do it turn 1. That's a lot of steps. Like
It could have been a thing this game. For sure.
I know, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like,
Right?
I mean, against orcs, like if we're playing a KG match and you're staying back behind walls, boom,
Move block that truck.
normal.
okay.
I actually could if he had done it, I wouldn't have made that charge with Mega Knobs.
Wait,
It's 1 to 3 in a unit. Oh yeah.
wait, is it really?
But then do they have to come down next to each other?
Wait,
They're in a unit. Of course they have to come down.
So all 3 trees.
That's cool. You make a wall. I wouldn't do 3.
Spend 260 points.
No, I would do 170 points for 2. I'm super into this idea. I love it.
it's no longer like an alleyway. You can just like create.
make
You
a
can
wall.
block off everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not into it.
All right. So we have 1 against. I'm 1 for. John?
If you're gonna do it all the way.
All
I think
Yeah.
Okay. I
here's
like it.
here's an
All
alternative
in.
concept. You spend 85 points and 0 CP, and you just put it in your backfield and it screens out their deep strikes.
What?
That's less cool.
They can't deep strike with a 9, it's an enemy model.
No, it's not.
You just said it was. What?
I forgot actually.
You said they can't move over it because it's an enemy model.
So
Fortifications screen out deep strike.
yeah.
So you spend
it's
85
an untargetable
points.
enemy model because you can't kill it.
That's fine.
Oh.
So you spend
that's
85
weird.
points and 0 CP, and you put it in the back corner of the board, and they can't. I know fortifications can't hold objectives, so it's not going to hold an objective.
So it does. So it does.
But
one
it
thing.
stops them from deep striking in that corner of the board. That is way more valuable than trying to maybe almost block them off movement and fail completely and then end up doing what I said but 2 turns later.
Look, Damon it brings up a good point, which is you could take 9 of these.
Yeah. 3 by 3, boys.
That would be amazing.
We'll just do all of it.
Yes.
We'll do that. We'll screen out the backfield.
Screen out everything.
Everything.
You just build a wall around your army and you say,
Yeah.
we're not playing, I'm sorry, go home.
We'll blot out the sky with our trees. Okay. I'm all for this.
Okay. All right.
Like it's definitely funky, but it could be cool.
I think taking 1 to block out backfield.
Yeah, they did. They just clarified. Alex on just did clarify that they do in fact become terrain, so it does not screen. Which means you can also move over them. Which means the wall thing is actually not that good.
But you could,
Because it's not an enemy model, so you can just walk over this tree.
but you can fill. If
oh,
there's
now
2
you're
buildings,
arguing for the tree.
The whole time that it was move blocking, in my head, it was just between 2 buildings, so that vehicles can't get through there.
Which is still true.
Because exactly, yeah. Because like infantry are just gonna like walk around it through a building and not care at all.
Yeah.
And it would have done nothing. But vehicles can't drive through a tree.
Well, there you go.
Which is kind of backwards when you think about it.
Vehicles
Vehicles
can't-
should be able to drive through a tree.
How about the fact that you can go through ruins and broken glass and metal, but trees are -2 to move through?
That's a good point.
Explain me that.
Good
James.
point.
The English, they just.
Force, it's an extra thing.
I want to see what's going on over there. They think
Very-
trees are a bigger problem than
It's
broken
actually
buildings.
it's boggy. It's very muddy. Your boot gets stuck.
Yeah.
You
Mud.
can buy new boots.
Way worse than broken glass.
Yeah. Yeah. We're getting there. Thanks, damn it. The John and Zach Wizard Duel on Grey Knight's Thousand Suns launch day is going to happen. The Discord already decided it, and Zach even said it's okay.
He said it's
okay
Oh.
on the last hobby stream.
Oh my
Well, Zach
gosh.
said it's okay.
I'm sorry to break it to maybe even Zach himself.
Yeah.
He can't make executive decisions on the hobby stream. 4-hour stream.
Sadly, no. I don't expect this. It's certainly not launch day. Does Zach know how to play 40K?
I do.
Yeah, that's true.
The Wizzy War will probably happen at some point.
We will do the Wizzy War.
Yep.
Hats will be included.
For sure.
Yep. Last one of the day.
Martin.
So if you're trying to super chat, get it in right now.
Yep.
Because this is probably the last one. Thanks, Martin. Adrian, look at the book Pandorax, or Pandora X. We still haven't decided.
Or Pandora X.
Catachans on Death World without realizing Gateway Relic to Demons, Death Guard, and Abaddon. Wait, is he just telling us the whole book?
Spoiling
He's
it.
spoiling the whole
Martin, I know you're excited. All right, don't read the rest of that. I can see it. I already regret having read
You
it.
should read this Harry Potter book. Dumbledore dies in the end.
Oh my God! You're a monster. Guys, he's joking. We actually don't know if Dumbledore dies. Oh my God.
Epic though.
Okay, there you can read that. Thanks, Martin. I will definitely read that book. Though now I don't have to.
Tell me the whole plot of the book.
You know the funny thing is about 40K books, though? I think, look, there's a lot of bad ones, I'll be honest. But even the worst ones make for really good synopsis. You know, like if you just tell me like the 5 big things that happen and like a cool thing.
The major beats.
And that often is better than reading the book. I'll be honest.
For sure.
And you're just like, wow, that sounds so cool. Then if you actually read the book, you're like, it's dragged out.
Yeah,
There's
you're like
horrible dialogue.
Page after page after page
Yeah.
of like very mediocre writing.
Yeah, Bridger's definitely giving me the spark notes on like a lot of the Horus Heresy books.
That's the best way to do it. It sounds way better than the actual thing.
That's why I like wikis. Warhammer lore wikis.
Dude, yeah, I can be on a wiki for forever.
Oh, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
For sure. Woof.
Well,
Wow.
we made it.
That was a fun Saturday, guys.
That's going to do it
Yeah.
for us.
Wonderful. Well, just to let you guys know before we sign off what's going on, if you didn't hear it from the game before, it's going to be Orc Week next week. Very, very fun. And kicking it off Tuesday, we are going to have the vote up right after this game for our members-only game. And we're going to be voting on which clan that I'm going to be playing.
Yeah.
We'll find a appropriate opponent. Army-wise, John's going to play them, whatever it is. And then Thursday, we're going to do the Mean Boys game. And that's going to be Nasty or Orc List versus Drukhari, which is always nasty. And then Saturday, no plan, but we know it's going to be Orcs against something.
Yeah.
And I keep doing this out
Can
of
Orcs
order.
handle Custodes now?
I mean, yeah. Please.
Could happen.
That would be actually really cool.
We could play that.
I'm actually super
Because historically, Custodes were like a hard counter to Orcs.
Dude, I'm going to ruck a truck your squig buggy so bad.
What's your response to that, Bridger?
What do you say to that?
I don't think there's anything you really can say to that.
And Wednesday on our sister channel, Hobby Titans, I'm going to be painting orcs, probably some of the brand new Beast Snagger boys,
Yeah.
which hopefully have arrived today, but maybe Monday at the latest. We'll see. Anyways, really excited for all that. So much is happening. We're really, really excited. Thank you guys so much for joining us, chatting about the new Orc Codex. What an amazing game, John. Looking forward to Tuesday. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We'll catch you next time on the Tabletop. Bye.
Bye.